stream's just going to flick on to me, like, saying a prayer that it's working. All right. I think it's going. Check. Or mic's on.
Are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
The long off-season wait is finally over. It's finally game night. Welcome to MGN on Michigan Sports Radio. This is Game Night along with Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. We've made the long trip all the way down here, 6 hours from where we're normally based from, to Pickerington, Ohio, where the Grandville Bulldogs have made the trip too. They get ready to take on one of the absolute top programs in the state of Ohio and maybe the Midwest in general. Chandler, this is a Pickerington North Panthers team that, even though they're 0-1 on the season, they have somewhere around 15 Division I players. They are as talented of a team as Grandville and, frankly, anyone in the state of Michigan will see all year long.
Yeah, truly remarkable. The amount of talent that they have. A lot of 3-star, maybe even higher type guys that are going to be playing D1 football next year. Just a truly serious amount of talent, both sides of the football. That 0-1 record, a little misleading, as they played maybe one of the few teams in the state better than them, right, and one of the best teams in the country. So that 0-1 record misleading. I think the Bulldogs have a challenge in front of them here tonight, but one they're looking forward to early on in the season.
Absolutely. It is a very, very hot evening. It's going to be north of 90 degrees here at kickoff, and it's going to be a fun night all night long. We've got a lot to get to here on our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Game Night, and it is our annual tradition. We're so excited for it, as always, as football is right around the corner, and it is the head coach of the Grandville Bulldogs, Eric Stigo, who enters his 11th season this year at the helm of the Bulldogs. And Coach, welcome on. Thanks as always for your time. How are you doing today?
Doing great. And here's a question. I mean, how many years have you been doing Grandville football?
I believe the first year was 17. I think Chandler then joined me in 18. So
you guys been at it a while, and really appreciate the coverage that you give the kids and the teams. And you guys always do a great job, and always are innovating and adding new stuff too. So I know our kids love it, or our fans love it, parents love it. So thanks for all you do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And we always say we're especially glad that we get to primarily work with Grandville because you and the kids and everyone on down are so great to work with and so generous with your time and open to all of our crazy ideas as well, which we really, really appreciate. All right, let's get going because this is as excited for a year as I've at least been, and I'm sure you have a lot of those same sentiments in a while here. It's going to be a really, really cool team. I guess we talked to you back at Media Day a couple of weeks ago at West Ottawa. I guess if you can kind of take us through kind of camp, how things are going, how the team's going, how the feeling is as we roll into this first week of the season.
Well, things are going well, with the team, and I told those guys. I think we expect it to go well. There are things that that we expected to happen that have happened. There are some things, there have been some surprises and some kids that were like, wow, this kid is started to play really well. And there's still things that we look at, coming out of a, camp and then a scrimmage yesterday where we know that we have to improve on. So overall we're, I feel like we're in a really good spot. And the team's they're a fun team to be around. They're a great team to coach. Not just because, obviously it helps that they're good. There's some really talented football players here, but they're just a fun group to be around, and guys that you just love coaching every day and getting to go to practice.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Let's kind of go through this team. There's, of course, for everyone listening out there, there's a lot of names that we know returning on this team, some new ones as well. I feel like we always start on offense. Let's start on defense, where, of course,
sounds good.
Some of the biggest changes, I think, from last year to this year are going to be there. And in particular, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, the addition of the new defensive coordinator, Casey Zenner, who I had a chance to kind of up close watch him last night. He is intense in all the good ways, I think, coaching a football team. I guess tell us a little bit about kind of the style that he brings, what it brings to the defense, maybe schematically how things are different, what we can expect top down on the defensive side of the ball different this year from the last couple of seasons.
Well, one, we are bringing back some pretty good players on defense. So I think that's going to help us. I think from the standpoint of, again, if you were there last night, there's an intensity with our defense. There's an expectation that, we're going to run to the ball. That sounds pretty simple, but we're going to run to the ball. We're going to try to find the ball and get the ball. There are some aspects of our defense that I think are going to be, maybe a little bit simpler for the kids. And then there are probably some aspects where, as we get into some of the game planning for, obviously week one, Pick North, and, the teams beyond that, where I think you're going to see some unique things and some really good things that he does schematically. But I think, more than anything, it's just the energy and the expectation of being great fundamentally. And I think, again, just kind of starting with, we got to tackle well, we got to get to the ball. I was pleased last night with our tackling. Again, there's things we got to get better with on both sides of the ball, but I think right there, it's, there's a different feeling with our kids, in terms of what we have to accomplish. Quarterback is committed to Wisconsin. They have a great offensive line and tight end. So they're going to be dynamic in terms of what we have to defend on that side of the ball in terms of, we haven't seen them play with the new quarterback yet. They're going to play tonight, so we'll watch that. They're playing the number one team in the state in Ohio tonight. So you can look at that both ways as an advantage for them if they got a game under their belt, but there's also some advantage to us, and maybe we haven't shown all our cards yet, per se with that. And I think they're going to show them tonight against the number one team in the state. It's a huge game for them. They are again a team that it's hard to say who you compare them to in Michigan, but they're going to be again one of the best screen teams we've seen in terms of offensive linemen being athletic, getting down there. We'll probably have a good quarterback run game because the quarterback is a great thrower, but he's a big time athlete too. So that'll be a challenge for us, I think, to get stops in that game, to create turnovers, and just kind of keep their offense at bay. Defensively they're stout up front, they're physical. We see them play against some good run teams, I don't know that they've played against a team like us, but I also think that they're going to be well coached on that side of the ball. And, again, for us, one of the messages that I've said over and over to our coaches and to our kids it's that we got to get the game down our path, and we got to make teams play our way. Okay. And that way can alter each week. But, for a team like Pickerington North, we need them to play our kind of game. And then again, we got to get them we got to force that hand. Okay, they're not going to willingly just do that. And when I say that, I mean we got to force it into a little bit of a grind game, and force it into we got to put pressure on them, and not make it comfortable for them on either side of the ball, and again just kind of get them to play our style of football. And if they can beat us doing that, then we tip our cap to them, and we know they're a really good football team. But that's how we got to win that game, and that's how we got to win that game. So it's not going mano a mano, match up here, match up there. It's us. Our 11 have to play faster than their 11. Our 11 have to play more together than their 11. That's what it takes to be a team like that. Because I clearly think they are a team that's probably as good as almost any team in the state of Michigan. You don't know that yet, but they're in that conversation. I'll put it that way. So we, probably the most talented team in terms of just raw talent that I think that I've seen in my time at Grandville playing. So that so it's going to be challenging. It's going to be fun. But that's, again, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to go after these guys, and we will go down there. And I'm sure the people from Ohio will just, and the referees will love all these people from Michigan, And again, I will say that I am not a Michigan Wolverine fan. I am a Michigan State Spartan fan. So I can be right with these Ohio State people down there. But we wanted to take a visit to Ohio State. I think Ryan Day put a nix to that, it's because we're from Michigan. So I thought we wanted to get in there. I think Coach Day said, these guys from Michigan, we don't need them coming in our building. So we'll have some other activities on Friday afternoon before the game, because we're heading down Thursday for that one. So it will be a fun trip, for us, but it'll be a fun week of prep for us.
No, it's good. I'm glad he didn't let you in the building. Some of that softness might have worn off onto your program. You don't want that.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. As always, for your time. I know everyone will really, really appreciate this rundown, and good luck all year, and go Dogs. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot for all you do. Go Dogs. We'll see you guys later.
All right, sounds good. Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, starting with a wide receiver who can essentially pick a school, and a quarterback who is a transfer to them this year as well, by the way, and a backup quarterback who I think was like the state 400-meter champion or something in track and field, so he can be a Wildcat menace as well. So long story short, like I said, last year they lost in the playoffs to St. Edward, who they play week 1. They would have already played by the time this comes out. St. Edward is like, they're like when ESPN does like the national top 10 teams, they're in the top. They sent 2 guys to Ohio State's line, 1 to Michigan's line, and maybe plays the flex bone, I heard their coach talking about, but or maybe plays a wing tee, which again there's a difference. We've gone over this. So I'll let you take that. You've got 15 Division I players, but they've never seen a team that is willing to line up 3 running backs and 2 tight ends and run it at them 60 times a game and say, you can't stop it. And guess what? Normally they can't.
Yeah, no, it's true. It can kind of be the great neutralizer, or at least that's what the Bulldogs are hoping. And I think we've seen it in the past, definitely, where you've got this kind of unique offense where, they've never seen a lot of those guys as they're doing their prep for their week 2. It's going to be kind of a quick turnaround for them where, this is an offense that it takes a while to get down. You see it all the time, and that's and locally when teams have seen it more often. So I can only imagine when a team that has no idea what this is suddenly running at them like that. That's definitely an adjustment. Of course, when you look at star power, they're going to have a lot more than basically every team pretty much anywhere. But I believe it was Coach Stiegel talking in your preseason interview where it's kind of like the sum of the parts is going to be the whole Grandville team can maybe outweigh the Pickerington North team and the star power that they have, where it's going to be a team effort. They're not going to be able to line up individually one-on-one with a lot of those 3-4-star guys that are playing big-time D1 college football likely next season. But when you've got a team that's willing to play within the system, of course, on the offensive end, we talked about what the defense could potentially look like as well, but it's going to take both sides of the football really buying in as a team aspect in order to try to win a game like that.
I think leading at the half, I think the script from the Davison game that Grandville ultimately lost because of some fumbles and some mistakes, I think the script of that Davison game, which Grandville frankly should have been leading 21-7 at the half, that's probably the script. You follow it?
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to yourhired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple: to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Stores in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll be pleased to find a Tim Hortons, Little Caesars, or Subway.
Think that we've all had.
Handoff, guy up the middle, big hole, bursting over the 40 to the 45-50, angling right at the 40, 35-30, racing to the 25, 20, outside the numbers, 10, 5, touchdown, Muskegon, Mackay guy, 80 yards to the house. All right, welcome back inside here. Pickerington North High School. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. This is MGN on Michigan Sports Radio, and we're getting ready to go here as we start the 2024 season. Of course, as you may have seen on social media, I know a lot of you are tuned in looking for the video coverage tonight. Unfortunately, again, we want to give a huge thank you to all the staff at Pickerington North for all their help this week, even trying to make the video happen. But the huddle cam that we tie to through our software, unfortunately, is not going to be turned on for this game tonight. So with the equipment that we have right now, that means Radio Plus is going to be the only option we have. But as you can see on screen, stats, we do have a booth cam at least that's capable of this. Score and so forth on there. The NFHS Network does have the video stream, so if you want to try to sync up audio to that, but unfortunately just the radio broadcast for us here tonight. CT, let's get going on this one here on our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here, continuing through our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. New agency joining us this season, long time. I think we're actually going to be able to stay on the air right here. No, what we're going to do is we're going to have to quick reset this stream right before kickoff because we're having some pretty big issues in terms of streaming. We're going to be right back here from Pickerington North. Okay. Bill breaks it out. Again, Pickerington North, normally a base 3-3-5 team. They bring 5 on the front line, 4 in the next row of linebackers. This is Jayden Terry up the middle, and he'll push a pile ahead to the 45, 49, I should say, yard line on the other side into opponent territory over the 50. Couple of linebackers, including Washington, in on the stop right there. Malachi Irvin, Elijah Durham-Smith, the big guys. The defensive ends, both going to be Division I defensive ends, along with Ben Thompson. They have a trio of them that will all come off the edge for this team. 10:40 and less to go, first quarter. Grandville driving up to the Pickerington North 49-yard line, as they were able to move the chains, by the way, on that Jayden Terry run. So a 1st and 10 here for the Dogs, who are working well early. Back out of the 2 tight end tee. LaCroix and Connolly are the tight ends. Newville wearing 4 in the traveling whites under center. Turn from Newville, give up the middle to Hardiman, and this time the pile will trip him up right away as he dives ahead to just shy of the 45 to the 46-yard line for a gain of 3 on first down. But some good run for Hardiman to start this one, CT.
Not quite as big a run as the first one, but still a productive run there on first down. Have to love the movement the Bulldogs offensive line getting right now, even with the talent at the next level for the Panthers. Right now the Bulldogs offensive line getting some movement, each run going positive direction.
2nd down and 6 will be the mark as they do give the Dogs the 45 right here. Right hash mark under center Newville. 5 on the front line defensively. Give to Terry. Stretch right. Has a hole busting over the 40 and just gets his shoelaces grabbed over the 40 and trips down to the 38-yard line. That will move the chains again. 2nd chain moving run for Jayden Terry and the Bulldogs. Grandville's offense working well early. 9:44 first quarter, and the Dogs chunking it down the field exactly how they wanted to, CT.
Perfect drive for the Bulldogs early on. Continuing to move the football down the field. We talked about them controlling the clock. The offense staying in pretty stress-free situations so far. Now approaching the red zone.
1st and 10, 37-yard line. Newville back under center. Defense crowds in again. 5 on that front line. Newville turn. This is Easton Sadinsky up the middle. Angles back and twists his way ahead to the 30-yard line where his legs got twisted out by Dante Curtis again. Curtis already in on a couple of big stops. That's the 30-yard line. And a gain of 7 on first down for Sadinsky. Good run in a 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Looking as good as I think they could probably hope that they could look right now on the offensive side of the field.
And spreading the ball out across the backfield so far. 2 carries for each of the backs. Mixing it up a little bit. Each one being productive in their own way.
8:51 less to go. First quarter, Bulldogs, right hash mark, work it out. Under center goes Newville. Again, Jayden Terry out there along with DJ Hardiman and Easton Sadinsky, who just had that last rush. This is Hardiman up the middle, 2 hands on the ball, angles left over the 25, stumbles over the 20, pushing his way down to the 16-yard line, and that will move the chains again. Take Washington, one of 5 future Division I players that will play in this secondary based on how you look at some of those offers for Pickerington North made the stop. But how about Hardiman putting his head down and getting the big movement once again? The mark will be the 17-yard line right here. So the Bulldogs in to the red zone and working quickly with 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Easton Sadinsky up the middle, breaking right, staying on his feet, pushes out of a pile, shucks over the 10, and slips his way down to as far as the 8-yard line, and that will move the chains. 1st and goal, Grandville. Good slippery run from Easton Sadinsky there.
A couple of really strong finishes to the runs. You mentioned the one from Hardiman running over a defender in the 2nd level on that last one. There's Sadinsky able to finish through a tackle as well, push forward, got just enough for the first down. Now goal line situation for the Grandville offense.
Big opportunity for the Bulldogs coming up right here. Under center goes Newville. Turn, give, it is Love. Gavin Love, first give in a varsity contest. Up the middle, big hole, into the end zone. Touchdown, Grandville. Gavin Love picks up right where his brother Marcel left off a couple of seasons ago. 6-0 Grandville, 7:48 in the first.
What an exciting drive for the Bulldogs to kick off their season, marching right down the field, keeping the football exclusively on the ground, able to keep the chains moving relatively easily, and then a big touchdown for Love right there, and his first carry gets it in from 7 yards out.
All right, Grandville will go for 2 as they always do in a now 6-0 football game. Turn, give, Love again, met at the goal line and falls into the end zone. 2-point conversion good, and Grandville takes an 8-0 lead with 7:48 to go in the first. We will be right back.
Everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you. In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy
To ooey gooey. To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Rapid Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.
All right, and welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. That was quick. 7:48 to go in CT. A perfect drive, and it ends. How about Gavin Love? His first ever varsity touch ends up in the end zone. 8-0 Grandville.
A really strong drive from the Bulldogs, just the way I'm sure Coach Stiegler had drew it up for the Bulldogs. Able to stay ahead of the chains the entire time. Easy drive down the field. Now the Pickerington North offense going to have to respond.
Jake Kiernan pooch kick is handled up around the 25-yard line. Breaking free is the up man on the bring back. Down the left side of the 30. Racing into the open field. Only green grass in front of Grant Williams, the junior at the 10, and into the end zone. A kickoff return answer, and Pickerington North right back on the board, 8-6. Just like that. We didn't even get a chance to see the new Grandville defense on the field before the terrific junior, who's one of their big wideout options, takes it all the way to the house as an up man.
Yeah, that's the way to get the scoring started for the Panthers after being shut out last week in their Week 1 matchup. The special teams unit making a play right there, able to get their team on the board and answer immediately from the Bulldogs' offensive touchdown.
All right, well, the Panthers will look to add the extra point. Right here. Right leg through the football, and that one is down the hatch and good for Brandon Fowler. 8-7. Well, just like that, Grandville will be getting the football back as their defense doesn't even get a chance to try to answer and show off what they've got before the big return from Grant Williams goes all the way to the house. Stay with you through this break before we get back underway right here. 7:37 to go in the first quarter. Michigan Sports Radio, one of our new sponsors at our partners with us here at MSR, is Superior Fence and Rail. Are you looking to secure your property with a great look and top quality fencing? Trust Superior Fence and Rail, West Michigan's premier fencing installer. Superior Fence and Rail is proud to support West Michigan sports and the community because they are locally and veteran-owned right here in the Grand Rapids area with limitless customization options and top-quality fencing on all materials. Check out their website and reviews at superiorfenceandrail.com or give them a call at 616-228-1551 to learn more. That's Superior Fence and Rail, building better fences and building better communities. Thank you again for joining us here. Radio Plus coverage, and I think we've gotten past some of the technical snafus in terms of different stream rate stuff at the beginning of the broadcast, and this game is a little bit unhinged as well. An easy offensive drive for Grandville, and then the quick return going back the other way for Williams as Preston Bowman now left to right in the home. All black uniforms will get ready to send it away for Pickerington North. It's easy to tell. Bowman again at the 6-yard line, taken on the run ahead at the 15 now by Rojas. Cuts right at the 20 and gets absolutely leveled right there to the 21-yard line as he tried to bring that one on up. And the Bulldogs offense, Rojas, I have to say, he wound up actually getting up pretty quickly and almost the last of it, but Rojas sent down to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Grandville offense. Coach Stiegler, to say the least, Chandler, 7:32 to go, looking for a little bit of the same as last time, I would certainly say.
Yeah, they would take a replication of that last drive, able to keep the ball on the ground, nice chunk runs every single time. Bulldogs, that's exactly what they're looking for every time they're out on the field. Ate up a bunch of clock. Now the special teams unit gave up the score. The offense going to have to try to match it.
Out of the two tight end tee, Newville under center and to work. This is Sadinsky on the give right up the middle, and this time the pile is all around him and nowhere to go. Malachi Irvin, 6'5", 220-pounder with 5 Division I offers, is the first in on that stop as the mark is on the push, going to go all the way ahead to the 25-yard line for a gain of 4. That's the main thing with the Grandville offense is even these runs that seem a little bit dead, Chandler, have still been going for 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, they've been able to get some nice movement at the end of the runs, whether it's with the help of the linemen or the running backs able to run through some tackles, fall forward almost every single time.
All right, Newville brings them back to work, and DJ Hardeman, the terrific sophomore in the middle. We saw another terrific sophomore, Gavin Love, score on the first drive and get the 2-point conversion for the Bulldogs. Up the middle on a misdirection play, Jayden Terry tries to bounce it and only gets the 26-yard line, so Grandville will face their first third and medium, third and long of the ball game. This one will be a 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs, 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Mark to the 26-yard line. Let's make it a 3rd and 5 from the 26 now as things get set up. 3rd and 5, 26-yard line. 6:27 to go. Grandville leads 8-7 as we tick under 6.5 minutes in the first quarter. Newville turns. This is Sadinsky right up the middle, and there's nowhere to go right there. There were a trio or a quadruplet of black uniforms all over him as he tried to dive ahead. Sadinsky on the big push was able to get it as far as the 29-yard line. So it'll be a little bit of a decision point right here. 4th down and 3. The offense stays out. So Grandville up 8-7 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Traveling white uniforms. They'll huddle here around Newville. They'll break it out. Big 4th and 3 call right here for the Bulldogs, who have been a lot more shut down on this drive. The defense crowding way in. Just one high safety. That's Ryan Miller, the junior. 2 tight end T for the Bulldogs. Newville, snap, give. Jayden Terry stretches right. Terry bursting right, has the first down, breaks it left at the 40, and spins his way ahead to the 41-yard line. Jayden Terry, an explosive run to the right side, dragging and pushing his way ahead for the first down. Dante Curtis helps rip him down, but once again, it's Terry finding the yardage. The first classic tank run of the season.
Yeah, it sure was. Able to get across the line to gain pretty easily, and then you see the second effort, able to break an arm tackle at the next level, add some extra yardage onto that run, and very little hesitation from Coach Stiegel going for that one, and his team rewards him.
5.5 to go and less. Clock running down first quarter, and the Bulldogs draw Pickerington North offside on the hard count. That will turn 1st and 10 into 1st and 5, and will get the Bulldogs over their own 45-yard line right here and march it on ahead. I always feel like that first 4th down conversion of the game for the Bulldogs, of the season in general, but of the game seems to be a really big point. Once they know for the first time that they can get the push and get those 3 yards with Tank in particular, I feel like that really is a big moment for this offense.
Yeah, I think and Coach Stiegel recognizing the movement that they were getting on that first drive, even though on the first couple downs there of the second drive they were shut down, trusting his team to go out there and kind of find some more of those yardage on the ground. And then, of course, as soon as you get that defense really aggressive and get their eyes in the backfield, shooting across the line, go with the hard count, get the 5 free yards, a real masterclass from the Bulldogs offense.
Absolutely. Bulldogs break it out. 1st and 5, 46-yard line. Give is up the middle to the fullback, Hardeman on the trap, and he'll push it to right at the 50-yard line for 4 yards, and a 2nd down and 1 coming up right here. DJ Hardeman, we talk about him so much in the preseason. He's got who are out there. Michael Taylor found his way into the end zone, so Pickerington North has taken the lead in this one on a 1-yard scamper for their terrific senior running back. We've continued to have a couple of different issues in terms of streaming and internet connectivity issues. We've changed to a mobile hotspot right now. Going to try to make that work. Obviously, also taking some of the cameras and stuff off of the feed. So hopefully this is going to help things a little bit. Grandville goes back to work. Give up the middle to Hardeman, breaking a tackle, staying on his feet over the 25, and falls down to the 26-yard line. So a good run there for DJ Hardeman on 1st down. We're inside 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Grandville is going to have about a 2nd and 4 coming up after that run as well from the sophomore.
Bulldogs continue to have success with the fullback run, and Hardeman over 45 yards now in the first quarter on just 5 carries.
Bulldogs will break it out. 22 seconds in the last, taking their time. Getting back to the line of scrimmage right here. 2 tight end T will get ready to go to work. Under center goes Newville. Turn, gives Sadinsky up the middle, spinning over the 30, staying on his feet to the 35, and will work his way ahead to the 36-yard line in the middle of that tackling pile. A whole host of this terrific secondary able to help combine on the tackle. Ryan Miller and company there. Final 3 seconds of the quarter come off the board. We are going to take a break, be right back here from Pickerington North. 14-8 at the end of the first quarter. Pick North over Grandville.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you. All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, second quarter on deck here from Pickerington North again. Sorry, Radio Plus coverage, and I know we've had some streaming issues. I do think they're over now. We started on one Wi-Fi line here. There's actually quite a bit of media here at Pickerington North, just in general, not even just in terms of streams and things that are going. I think we're good. We're on a separate platform now for internet, so I think we're all set. Grandville back to work. They trail 14-8 right here, and the Bulldogs will start the second quarter from their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10 out of the tee. Give to Jayden Terry. Stretch play right side. Hand to the back of defender. Over the 40. Staying on his feet over the 45. Racing to the sideline and takes a late shot out of bounds from Tank Washington. It's Tank versus Tank, and it's Washington picking up a penalty flag for that late hit out of bounds on Jayden Terry, who comes up limping a little bit after his escapade into the sideline. I think he wanted to make sure the official knew he came up limping too after the late hit that he took right there. So about 7 seconds off the clock. Good first run of the quarter for Terry, who will come back to the sideline for this next play. Gavin Love will fill his spot.
Yeah, nice gain of 15-plus right there. Terry able to run around that right end, bounce it to the outside. He was pretty clearly giving himself up, going out of bounds a step or two on that white sideline, and got that late shove in the back, and ended up Terry not having to go to the ground, but definitely a late shove there as Pickerington North going to tack some yardage on for the Bulldogs.
So penalty marker will push it ahead to the 32-yard line. Grandville offense, they were stopped on their second drive of the game, but the first and third drives moving pretty efficiently. They trail 14-8, 7 seconds off the second quarter clock out of the tee. Sadinsky over left guard, burst of speed over the 30, and the pile rides down to the 26-yard line for a game about 5 on first down. Saw Lincoln Shacklemeyer, the junior guard, kind of get a late shot there on the back of his running back to push that pile on ahead. The gain is officially 6 ahead to the 26-yard line. As Grandville, again, good progress on first down. A hot evening, sun starting to go down, lights on. I think that's a big reprieve for everyone right here. It was a high of about 94, 95 degrees this afternoon. Gavin Love staying in the backfield right here with Sadinsky and Hardiman. Turn, gives Sadinsky. Left side wrapped up in the backfield. Dante Curtis came off the right edge and absolutely wrapped up Sadinsky around the left side. Sadinsky's able to dive it for a yard maybe. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 25-yard line here for the Bulldogs. Terrific tackle from Curtis, who I think has been their most effective member shutting down the tee defensively for Pickerington North.
Yeah, that time from the backside of that play, able to chase that one down, got into the backfield pretty much unblocked. The Bulldogs hoping Sadinsky going the opposite direction would be able to outrun him, but Curtis too quick off the line, able to get in there and bowl that one up.
Jayden Terry back into the backfield. LaCroix, Connolly remain the tight ends on the left and right side of the line. Newville turns, Easton Sadinsky the give, right up the middle. He's wrapped up on his push in. Michael Murphy made the first contact. It's right around the marker. Grandville, of course, will go for it down on this end of the field if they don't get it. The mark is going to be 1 yard short. 4th down and less than a yard right here for the Bulldogs. 10:20 and less to go second quarter. 14-8 Pickerington North. Bulldogs looking for the lead back and driving. They will have to come up with their second 4th down conversion of the ball game right here. Jayden Terry got it last time. 4th and 1. Pick North, 23-yard line. Newville under center. 2 tight end T unit. Turn, give Jayden Terry up the middle. Big hit, fought through that hit from Cale Blackman and falls ahead for the first down to the 21-yard line. There was contact there between the 5'11", 180 Blackman and the 185-pound junior Terry. Terry won that battle, and the chains moved to the 21-yard line. 10 minutes and less to go first half.
Yeah, Jayden Terry knew he was going to have to absorb some contact right there. A burst as soon as he gets the ball into his chest and able to absorb that contact just enough. Would have been very close where the initial contact happened, but then twisting, falling forward, making sure he had that by a yard plus.
Dawgs will break it out to the 21-yard line. 9:40 and less to go. They trail by 6. Terry, Hardiman, and Sadinsky remain in the backfield. Fake handoff to Terry, give to Hardiman over left guard, or check that was Sadinsky over left guard, pushing down to about the 17-yard line into the pile right there. This defense doing quite a bit of rotating between the first and second units right now for Coach Hillerich and defensive coordinator Kyle James. And they're all black uniforms. The main thing, like we mentioned earlier, Chandler, their talent, their size on the defensive line, especially at defensive end, is what really stands out. 9:05 and less to go in the first half. 2nd and 7 up to the Pickerington North 18-yard line for the Bulldogs. Straight T with 2 tight ends. Defense with 5 on the front line. Stretch right, Jayden Terry tripped up in the backfield and falls ahead to the 15-yard line, but was able to get no further.
Looks like Terry might have got his feet tangled up with one of the other backs. I think it might have been Sadinsky, who was trying to get a lead block out for him just enough. Terry was able to maybe turn that one upfield and turn that into more of a positive gain, but lost his feet first.
Dawgs again will work it out on a 3rd down. This one 3rd and 5 from the Pickerington North 16-yard line. 8:20 and less to go, second quarter. Turn from Newville. Stretch left with Sadinsky with a hole over the 10 and gets upended over the 10 and tumbles down to the 7-yard line. Cale Blackman on the way taking out tackle, but a first down for Sadinsky. One of the bigger holes he's had to run through in this game on the angle stretch across the field. First down, Grandville. Once again, a big conversion. It'll be 1st and goal, 6-yard line, the official mark.
Yeah, the Bulldogs keeping it pretty simple and just running to the wide side of the field, going with the stretch right with Terry. Last couple, and then this time stretch back to the left on the wide side. Sadinsky able to break that one free, get another 10-plus yards.
Grandville facing a 6-hour road trip and 15-plus Division I players in this one, looking to take the lead back with under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. They work again out of the tee. They have not used any differentiation in terms of that formation so far. Give to Sadinsky over left guard, and he will fall through the pile down to the 4-yard line. Tank Washington on the stop. Washington, one of this team's safeties with 2 Division I offers. He's one of the guys we wondered who's going to come in and make these tackles from the secondary and play as an extra linebacker. He's been the one doing it in large part for Pickerington North. 2nd and goal, 3-yard line for the Bulldogs. Ball on the left hash. Grandville working somewhat quickly with 7:15 and less to go. In the second quarter, defense crowding in, putting pretty much all 11 bodies right in the box. This is a give to Terry, jumping over the pile and upended right at the goal line. It will be 3rd down and goal from the 1 right here for the Bulldogs after Terry was just unable to fight his way into the end zone. Chuck Hickerson, the defensive tackle, right in the middle of it on the stop.
Terry right in the middle, never really got a chance to use his speed. Got wrapped up and stood up pretty quickly, but Bulldogs now on the 1.5 yard line here, going to have 2 chances to try to punch it in.
Third and goal, 1 yard line. 6.5 to go, second quarter. 14-8, Pickerington North. Ethan Newville, the senior under center. Give to Sadinsky, left side, diving for the end zone over the pile. And the mark is going to be short. It'll be 4th and goal from inside the 1 yard line. Couple Grandville offensive linemen, including Cam Bruker, had their arms up signaling touchdown, but it will just not quite be the touchdown for the Bulldogs. That ball has got its nose on the goal line. It will be 4th and goal, and the Dogs will go for it. Clock ticks under 6 minutes to go, first half, and Newville in the traveling uniform, Owen White, wearing number 4, will break the call out here to the huddle. Dogs break it out. Panthers crowded in defensively. 2 tight end T, Terry, Hardiman, Sadinsky on 4th and goal from the 1 yard line, inside the 1 yard line. And now a timeout from the Grandville sideline as Coach Stiegel got to look at that one and will take his second timeout of the ballgame. We'll stay with you through this break again, thanks to Centennial Securities and the Bennett Sinner Farmers Insurance Agency, new agency in the Wyoming area, and our new one of our new presenting sponsors here at Game Night, our at Stadium presenting sponsor. If you are here, made the long trip to Pickerington North, and you'll see it next week at Grandville, we've got an A-frame sign that will sit in the stadium that we're at each week that goes over MGN. That his phone number, his information is going to be on that sign in the stadium. It's also, of course, right above my head right now. But CT, this feels maybe like the moment of the ballgame. This high-power Pickerington North offense, they've only been on the field once. They got the kick return, remember. They went down the field pretty easily with all of that talent that they have. So Grandville's going to certainly have to, I think, find a way to get this ball into the end zone right here.
Yeah, no doubt. On the half-yard line, the offense has been the strongest unit of the 3 phases for the Bulldogs thus far, and right now a chance to try to punch it in, either tie this game up or potentially take the lead. They've had a couple looks at it right here from the goal line. Sadinsky been the leading carrier in terms of number of carries so far. It's been the short yardage guy early on, but Jayden Terry also has a nose for the end zone. We'll see what the Bulldogs go with here from the half yard.
They go with their base straight T formation, 2 tight ends. The nose of that football right on the goal line. 4th and goal. It's a give. It's Jayden Terry standing up into the end zone. Touchdown Grandville. Talk about the push from the right side of the Bulldogs offensive line there. We're knotted at 14.
Yeah, another really impressive drive from the Bulldogs. Had to convert on some 3rd and 4th downs once again, but continuing to move the chains forward, getting down to the goal line, down to the last half-yard line, but able to get the push when they really needed it, out of the timeout, get that movement. And of course, Jayden Terry, strong run across the goal line.
Well, Jayden Terry last season, I should say, had 28 total touchdowns, and well, I don't think that's the last time we're going to call touchdown Terry this season. As he finds his way into the end zone for the first time, the Bulldogs will look to add the extra point here. Jake Kiernan, now a senior. Newville to hold. Schackemeyer, the long snapper. Low snap, settle down, right leg through the football. And that one down the hatch and good. Grandville goes back on top. 15-14 Dawgs over Pickerington North. We'll take a break. Be right back here from Pickerington North and from Ohio. Don't go anywhere.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
After adding the extra point, Jake Kiernan left to right, puts the right leg through the football, hits a low driver nearly over the head at the 10-yard line of Rich Simpson. He'll take it up the middle of the field, burst his speed at the 30, breaking over the 40, and just shoestring down to the 42-yard line. Keegan Kroll made the stop, nearly the second kick return TD of the game. This is a team, Chandler, we know the kind of talent they have offensively and in special teams as well. We've seen it. I mean, when this offense was on the field last time, we were having some of our tech issues then. They easily rolled down the field, and they did it through just the speed and space and the talent that they have when they're able to get these one-on-one matchups, and they beat you so often with guys like Jaron Mock, the quarterback, with Preston Bowman, with Emmy Lewis, and everyone else.
Yeah, no doubt they have a lot of weapons, and outside of that first snap from the line of scrimmage going backwards in the run, they effortlessly able to move the ball, spread it around pretty quickly, got Bowman, got some other receivers involved as well, and able to punch it in.
This is a 3-wide set, but with an H-back. Bowman on the left side. Mock takes the snap, clutches, fires right side at the 50-yard line, hauled in by Ashton Hampton, shuffles the feet before he walks his way out of bounds just past the 50, but there is a penalty marker down on the other side of the field right here.
Looks like initial sign, ineligible man downfield. It was an RPO look, and a late decision from Mock to try to pull that one out of the chest of the running back and fire that one out on the outside. And I think one of the linemen potentially got too far downfield.
And that is exactly called the ineligible man downfield. For Grandville tonight, we've seen a couple of different looks. Again, remember, they're looking to try to keep Reed Graverson in particular healthy, I should say, just getting brought back from injury. So a couple guys we've seen in the middle of the defense. Lucas Russ will fill in that position a little bit. It is Russ right now in the middle of the Grandville defense. At middle linebackers, we're really getting our first look at this Grandville defensive unit after we said we had some of those tech issues the last time the Bulldogs were on this end of the field. The first time we're seeing this look with their new defensive coordinator, Casey Zenner. 4-wide set, trips left. Mock works from the shotgun with the tailback, Apaya now alongside him. Fakes the handoff, throws left side, caught on the screen at the 35-yard line by Bowman. He'll race it up to the 44 where he gets cut down by Garrett Naraki, ranging for the tackle. And that will get the ball about 3 yards past the original line of scrimmage for about a 2nd and 7 right here. 5:09 and less to go. Clock running down to the first half. 15-14 Grandville.
Yeah, a little wide receiver mid-screen right there. Bowman just lined up out wide, runs back towards the middle of the field. Has a couple receivers out there to try to get some lead block, and they get some of that penalty yardage back.
Once again, Mock, the Wisconsin commit with Bowman acting as an H-back to the right side of the line. Delayed give to Apaya. He'll take it up the middle, bursting through the pile at the 50. Ingles left at the 45, racing the open field the 30. Down the left sideline, 20. Stiff arm to the 15-yard line where he's run out of bounds by Josh Crater. Brian Apaya getting free in the open field. We saw Taylor score on the first drive. Now they get their other senior running back running free down into the red zone.
Once Apaya breaks through the initial line of scrimmage there, able to stretch that one down the left sideline and then really use that burst of speed. Took a while, but eventually the Bulldogs secondary able to catch up and push him out of bounds, but not after a big gain. The Panthers back inside the red zone.
How St. Edward held this team scoreless last week, you will never be able to explain to me with the talent they have. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 4 wide set and 2 receivers to either side. All the way out wide left side is Preston Bowman. Mock standing tall in the gun. Motion, he'll give it to Apaya, left side. Angling outside the numbers at the 10. And takes a hit, running his way out of bounds, but stays on his feet. It was Jaden Brown, the Grandville corner, that made the tackle. He went to the ground, but he was able to make the stop and force his man out of bounds. 2nd down and about 5 coming up. The ball down to the 9-yard line right here. 4.5 minutes to go. Clock stopped with 4:35 exactly to be a 2nd and 6 right here for the Panthers. They wear their all black uniforms. Numbers and trimming are in gray. The helmets are gray. Grandville all white with the maroon helmet with a white block Grandville G. Jaron Mock will spread them 5 wide right here as he puts Apaya out wide into the left slot. Rich Simpson also comes in to the right slot. Empty backfield. Apaya goes in motion. They fake it to him. Mock will keep it on the option keeper. Left side at the 10, stumbling down to the 4-yard line. He should have just enough to move the chains, though, as he tried to cut it upfield. Mock lost his own footing, went down. For the time being, it looks like those chains are not moving. Now they will. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line as Pickerington North very quickly back down the field will get a chance to take their lead right back. 4:17 and less to go. Clock running down at the end of the first half.
Yeah, if Mock had not stumbled there, likely able to get in the end zone, but tripped up just enough. You see the motion across the field, and then a read option look off from it. Mock keeps it. The defensive edge to that side bites in, and that leaves an open field for Mock to try to run that one in. Now going to get another chance here from the 2.
Yeah, Mark will be the 2-yard line. 1st and goal from the 2. Apaya stays in the right hip from the gun. It is Mock. Where's number 8 on the back, standing tall. Give Apaya stuttering left side, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Pickerington North. They've gone to both running backs in this one. It's Apaya this time in, and Pickerington North goes back up, but there is a penalty marker in the end zone. Let's wait to see what the call is on the tail end of this one. It was thrown into the end zone right around the goal line. Wonder if it was a hold maybe where he broke free, but it looks like all the offense going back to the sideline for Pick North right now. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty after the play on Pickerington North, but the touchdown will count, and the Panthers go back on top 20-15. This time it's Apaya finding his way into the end zone as they use Taylor on the first drive, and they use their other senior this time to find his way into the end zone. A run game out of the spread formations working pretty effectively right there as Brandon Fowler now will look to add the extra point for the Panthers. 3:43 to go in the first quarter. Or first half, I should say, second quarter. Amy Lewis Jr., the senior Youngstown State commit to wide receiver, will also be the holder right here for Fowler, the junior. Fowler, quick stride of the football, right leg to the ball, and a high tumbler will angle its way through the uprights and good. 21-15, Pickerington North right back on top with 3:43 to go in the first half. We'll stay with you here through this break. CT on our Radio Plus coverage. Back and forth we go. The Grandville defense, though, struggling as kind of expected with all of the talent that Pickerington North has. I'll ask you the question again. How did St. Edward hold this team without a first down for 3 quarters?
It really makes you wonder. I think it's, you talk about all the star power that this Pickerington North team has, and then for them to be outdone last week by St. Edwards, it is pretty amazing, and you have to wonder about the talent and the size that they had last week. But I think you're seeing more of what the true form of what this Panthers team really is, and last week, very unusual for them to not only be held scoreless, but to go without a first down for that long. You see their first snap of the game, maybe a little bit shaky yet, that confidence not quite there. They went backwards, but really ever since then, they've been able to pick things up, been able to spread the ball around, been pretty creative with their offense, getting the ball out to their playmakers.
Yeah, and they've been able to find a couple of different wide receivers here, different running backs in the end zone. Once again, Preston Bowman will kick it away, but this time he, after the unsportsmanlike penalty, will kick it away right to left from his own 25-yard line. So Grandville brings Miguel Rojas, who remember had those 2 kickoff return touchdowns against Caledonia in the game last year, to the 20-yard line. Bowman, pretty quiet game as a receiver, but we've seen him blocking as an H-back, so him doing a lot of different things, and I think he'll fit in well at that Kentucky offense, which is a pretty powerful offense that they like to run down there in the SEC. Right leg through the football, he'll angle it right up the middle of the field, backing to the 16-yard line, and running up the right hashes is Rojas. Cuts it to the 35, stays on his feet to the 40, twists off a tackle to the 45, and eventually a trio of tacklers will engulf him to the 46-yard line. Good run, a bit of a field flipper, 3:34 to go, a chance for Grandville maybe to try to score quickly again, take the lead going into the second half. It will be Pick North, remember, getting the ball to start the second half of play.
Yeah, really big for the special teams unit right there. They've struggled in the first half of this game, giving up that kick return touchdown and a punt that didn't net very much yardage as well. But right there, thanks to the penalty from the Panthers on that touchdown, helped them, and then a nice return from Rojas gets this one just short of midfield, and with the Bulldogs working against the clock potentially here, a short field for them to work with in the best field position for the offense on the night.
Out of the tee from their own 48-yard line, Sadinsky will get the football. He angles over the left side of the line, has a burst of speed over the 45, tightrope walks the sideline to the 39, 38-yard line and works out of bounds. A penalty marker, though, behind the play and a hold. I was going to say, I don't quite know how he sprung that one free the way the play started to develop. I now know it's a hold on the outside. It's coming back.
Yeah, right on that left end where Sadinsky was able to turn that one up. Right in the area, Jayden Terry out there trying to get a lead block. May have held a little bit on that edge trying to help his fellow running back out. And after a nice gain, that one going to back the Bulldogs up.
3 minutes, 28 seconds to go. And this will be back to a 1st and 20 for Grandville to their own 38-yard line. So the great field position and the positive start on that run into opponent territory now is going to turn to a bit of a grind if Grandville is going to be able to get something back right here. Dawgs again will work out of the 2 tight end tee. They have not altered the formation at all so far in this ball game. Defense crowds in, 4 on the front line this time, showing some pressure with Dante Curtis, who is coming in as Newville went to the hard count. Curtis almost went offside, but the new call instead will get messaged in here to Newville. He'll stride under center, turn and a give. Up the middle to Hardiman on the trap, busting over the 45, into enemy territory to the 40, racing down the left sideline 30, breaking to the 25, pushing defenders out of bounds to the 19. There's a penalty marker down around the 40. I wonder what it's going to be right here as both sides are kind of standing looking at each other. Grandville looks like they're walking back a little bit. I wonder if it was a hold there that sprung them free further.
Also potentially a face mask goes right around the area of the first contact if the defender able to maybe get his hand up near the face of Hardiman.
And that's what it is it? That was my first thought as well, but then Grandville was walking backwards, so I wasn't quite sure. They didn't seem to know either, but that's what it looked like, kind of live time, but it will be a face mask. That's why we keep you around.
That's
You're always
right.
on top of it. Like, I think I see something, and then you know you see something, and that's why you're here. So this is going to move the ball, by the way, all the way to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, 10-yard line for Grandville, 3:19 to go, 21-15, and now the Bulldogs maybe into a let's not score too fast sort of proposition right here with still nearly 3.5 minutes to go, trailing 21-15. Not that you can get greedy whatsoever in a game like this one offensively, but it's going to be that sort of shootout where I think both teams are looking to maybe be the last team to have the football in this game, and Pick North already gets the ball to start the second half. So Ethan Newville goes under center out of the tee. This is a give first fake to Sadinsky, then on to Jayden Terry, angles through the pile and cuts it up to around the 7-yard line. Washington and company right in the middle.
I'm sure the Bulldogs obviously looking to try to score here, but at the same time, as you mentioned, willing to chew the clock and try to help their defense, give them as little amount of time to try to defend the Panthers' offense back out on the field. Panthers do have all 3 timeouts remaining. It'll be interesting to see if they want to elect to use those on the defensive end, or at least on first down, going to let things play out.
2:44 and less to go as the Bulldogs get into position. 2nd and goal, 8-yard line. Defense crowding in. This is Easton Sadinsky bouncing, lost the football. Blackman saying Pickerington North has it. Waiting for that call, they do. Sadinsky loses the football on the contact inside the 10-yard line. Pickerington North is on it. And the Bulldogs, with their most critical mistake of the football game, 2.5 to go in the second quarter. And now Pickerington North's offense has a chance to do something big right here.
Yeah, Sadinsky had 2 to 3 yards initially, and then it was a second effort. He was going to look to bounce it and try to get to the front corner of the end zone. And as he was doing so, throwing the stiff arm on the right side, the ball got knocked free as he was going down to the ground. And officials ruling that knee was not down. The ball was out. Panthers able to jump over it and get possession of the football on a big turnover there inside the red zone.
So here comes Jaron Mock and company. They've got 2.5 minutes to go 94 yards, and they will work, as always, out of a 4-wide set to start here. Mock will pitch it right side to Taylor, who's back in, breaks a tackle at the 4, and runs his way out of bounds with a late hit to the 7-yard line. I think it may have been Kubzak that delivered the late hit. Kroll was in there too, but that will be a penalty marker and a free first down, I believe, given up here by the Bulldogs.
Just finishing that tackle out of bounds. It was a nice hit along the sideline, trying to wrap Taylor up as he was looking to cut it up. But then a little bit unnecessary, throwing the body weight down on top of Taylor as he was already 5 yards or so out of bounds.
Definitely a big mistake that defensive coordinator Casey Zenner not going to be happy with the unit about right there. 2:32 to go, and what was a decent stop for only a couple yards on first down. Now will be a free first down, and the ball past their own 20-yard line. And also in particular, they're not going to have to snap the ball to Jaron Mock standing in his own end zone. They go trips left with the ball on the right hash mark right here. Tailback Taylor back in. He scored the first rushing touchdown of the game for the Panthers. Thrown left side, swatted down by Emery Moody, and running to it, Demarion Carter nearly intercepted the swatted football. Moody with a big play off the end, 2nd and 10. He got that mitt right up in the face of Jaron Mock as he tried to swing it out left side.
Yeah, a couple of really impressive plays already here in the first half from Emery Moody off that edge. Early on, able to make a tackle in the backfield, and they're getting some pressure, getting in the face of the quarterback, and knocking the ball free.
Evan Wyman, the junior, joining Moody right now on that defensive line. It's Moody and Demarion Carter to the outside at defensive end on either side. In the middle, along with Wyman, is Carson Kubzak. Grandville spreads out the defense into a nickel variety right here. Trips again left and right hash mark. 2nd and 10 from their own 24. Snap of the waist. Mock stepping forward. Pressure coming. Evades right. Clutches. Fires right side. High grab is made along the right sideline at the 35-yard line by Ashton Hampton. And by a yard, he's got enough to move the chains. Terrific job by Hampton to high point that football and then still land in bounds to move the chains for the Panthers. 2:21 to go in the first half.
Hampton along that right sideline sees his quarterback stepping up in the pocket, able to run backwards, keep those feet in bounds, even though Mock delivered that one a little bit high, gets his feet back down, converts that first down.
Panthers lead at 21-15, driving with 2:20 to go in the first half. Again, right hash mark from their own 36 this time with trips to the left-hand side. Mock stands tall in the shotgun. Snap the waist, screen, throws it out left side to Taylor. He'll swing it over the 40, burst to speed to the 50, breaking a tackle, 45, stiff arm on Crater, on his feet to the 35, able to evade Naraki inside the 30, and eventually stumbles down to the 25-yard line. What a rumble by Michael Taylor after that little swing pass screen. 2:10 to go. And now down to the Grandville 25-yard line. Pickerington North in business to make it a 2-score game, plus get the ball out of halftime.
Just a little dump off right out of the backfield, intended to go that way the entire time. Taylor catches it in the backfield, and then a lot of green grass out in front of him. Flips the field. Now the Panthers looking to do some damage here with plenty of time on the clock for where they're at on the field.
4-wide set, left hash mark. Grandville 25-yard line with 2:10 to go in the first half and already a touchdown lead. Right to left in motion goes Lewis. They'll fake it to him. Read option keeper right side. Mock able to momentarily evade Emery Moody, and then Carson Kubzak slings him down for a loss of 1 as the Grandville defense was all over that motion jet read option play. 2nd down and 10. I think the mark will be right back to where it was actually at the 25-yard line. 1:50 and less to go. Grandville defense needs to find a way to get some sort of stop right here. Vincent Schultz will come in at defensive end for this next play for the Bulldogs. We've got Lucas Cadwell in as well, so Moody also getting a chance to take a break along with Demarion Carter right here. 4 wide set, trips right, 2nd and 10, 25-yard line. Clock ticks inside, 90 seconds to go in the first half. Touchdown lead for the Panthers. Snap of the chest, Jaron Mock drops the pass, clutches, firing for the end zone, looking for Bowman. Out of bounds along the left sideline. Not able to get those feet in bounds as it was slung left a little bit. Good work in the coverage down that left side of the field by the Grandville junior Jayden Brown, who in his first varsity contest draws quite the matchup there on Bowman. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line.
A very difficult matchup indeed, and Bowman had some space along the sideline. Mock put that ball in a pretty good spot to where it was over the shoulder, the only place where Bowman could try to catch it and get the feet in bounds, but just a little bit too far, unable to get that left foot back down. And the Bulldogs defense survives another down.
1:21 and a half, 21-15 after Grandville fumbled all the way inside the 10-yard line. Pickerington North is driving back the other way. 4 wide set for Mock. But a timeout is whistled in from the Grandville sideline. Coach Stiegel will take his final one of the half right here. And we will take a quick break alongside the Bulldogs.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
All right, welcome back to Pickerington North, Ohio, here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, Radio Plus coverage this evening. 1:21 to go in the first half. Grandville had the ball all the way down for a 1st and goal play. They wind up fumbling it away in Pickerington North right before the end of the half, trying to drive again. They have a 3rd and 10 from the Grandville 25. Jaron Mock, the Wisconsin commit quarterback, stands in the shotgun with trips to the right-hand side. Preston Bowman, the Kentucky commit, isolates left. 4 down front for the Bulldogs. Mock looking to go to the hard count here. Now he'll reset the offense, looking back to the sideline. Offensive coordinator Jared Pruitt and head coach Nate Hillerich will bring in the call. Same formation out of the gun. Low snap, rolled to Mock. He'll pick it up off the turf. With pressure coming, throws over the middle. Jump ball, caught 15-yard line. A yard short of the first down by Emmy Lewis Jr. It will be 4th down and decision point right here on a 4th and 1. What a heads-up play, though, first by Mock to get that rolled snap from Wyatt Hartley, the junior center, and be able to get a quick fire off over the middle to his senior Youngstown State commit target. So it's 4th and 1, 16-yard line. Offense will be staying out there, but first, Pick North will call a timeout there first of the half. Chandler will stay with you through this. 1:08 to go in this half, and we were just talking off air a little bit as well. You look at this game, Grandville really has put the pieces together. They've had the drives that it takes to win. They got stopped once, but the mistakes, the fumble, the kickoff return allowed, that really is the difference. And there is no margin for error when you play a team with a talent like Pickerington North. The Bulldogs have made their mistakes. So the only way you can come back is you have to force your opponent into similar mistakes.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think so many times when you're playing a team of this talent, the margin for error is so small. And I've seen the Bulldogs have some really good moments, some really good plays on both sides of the football, but just too many big mistakes that can really flip the game. They're really going to hurt you in any game, but especially when you're the underdog, so to speak. And that's what the Bulldogs were coming into this one. Right now, able to keep it a 1-score game and a really big down right here. Yeah. See if the defense can try to get off the field and keep this a 1-score game going into the half.
Offense is out there right now with a little bit of a wildcat potentially unit. First, it was looking like now they'll just kind of change the unit up in general. 5 wide set on 4th and 1 from the 16-yard line. It is Jared Mock out there, trips right, 2 men to the left-hand side. Bulldogs bring a 4 down front on 4th and 1. In motion, it's a jet sweep pitch to Rich Simpson. Turns it up, has the first down, tumbles inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. He's upended by Naraki and Haney and company, but it will not matter as the speedster, again, an unofficial I saw online, 4.1840 for this track champion. And, yeah, he's got that kind of speed. You saw it right there on the edge. Inside a minute to go. And now 1st and goal from the 10 for the Panthers with 55 seconds and less. They have a chance to walk off this half and then get the ball to start the next. So Mock from the gun. Tailback Taylor will offset to his left hip with trips to the left side with that ball on the right hash mark. 41 seconds to go in the half. Snap to the chest. Drop to pass. Throws over the middle. And it was out of the reach nearly of Rich Simpson. But he's able to settle, fall, make the grab at the 6-yard line, and somehow get a completion out of that one. 27 seconds and go. 27 seconds and less to go in the half. Pick North taking their time right here. 20 and less now. 2nd and goal from the 7. 4 wide set. Snap to Mock. Delayed give to Taylor. Cuts it up the 5. Has a big hole and rumbles into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. 27-15. A 2-score lead with 11 seconds to go in the half. The 2nd of the game from Michael Taylor, the Ohio University commit. Got to be making that staff happy to see the kind of play he's putting into this one.
Impressive drive from the Panthers offense following the change of possession down on the goal line or near the goal line. Bulldogs turning it over. The Panthers then 3 minutes or so to go, able to drive the length of the field, eat up basically the entirety of the clock, and then punch it in from 7 yards out and take a 2-score lead.
Fowler again looked to add the extra point here. 11 seconds on the clock in the 2nd quarter. Lewis Jr. will be the one to hold. Fowler's been pure so far. Right leg through the football, and that one's good as well. It was nearly blocked by Jayden Terry, who came off the edge to try to block it, but able to get that one off, and that will send the Panthers and the Bulldogs back to the sideline. 11 seconds to go in the half. We'll stay with you. Thanks, as always, to Centennial Securities and the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency. New for this year is the Bennett Center Agency, so excited to have him on. And, of course, Centennial Securities. Both Farmers and Centennial have been presenting game night for a long time. We thank, of course, also our partners at Michigan Sports Radio and all of their partners as well that you're hearing from throughout the game with some ads as well. Again, for those of you tuning in that may have been looking for the video coverage tonight, we apologize. There was a bit of a snafu in terms, not a snafu, but the huddle cam we were going to connect to not turned on for football games here for some team-related reasons. So, again, thanks to all the staff here for helping try to get that going for us and doing so much great work throughout the week. We had some issues in the first quarter because of our internet as well. That's resolved. Everything's good. Knock on wood. We're good to go for the rest of the game, and the Bulldogs have got to get something going, Chandler. 11 seconds to go in this half. They'll get the football back, now down 28-15, and in a big hole as Miguel Rojas will back to his 5-yard line to receive this kick from Preston Bowman. Bowman, left hand in the air, strides slowly forward and pooches one, angling right, but whistles cut the air. There's a penalty marker near the Pickerington North sideline, and I believe the violation is on the kicking team right here as they went offside on that kick. That's exactly what they did on that slow march to the football, and that'll be 5 yards taken away from this kick. Back to the 35-yard line now for Bowman. 11 seconds on the 2nd quarter clock. Pick North up a couple of scores.
Yeah, the special teams and the coverage unit there for the Panthers. The last couple of kickoffs have been very close to being offsides. That time, as Bowman slowed down approaching the football, the coverage team able to get and cross that line ahead of time. The offsides penalty being thrown, and it'll help the Bulldogs return a little bit there, getting some 5 yards.
Bowman runs everyone to the line on a fake onside kick. He'll now get ready to send it away. He pooched it last time away from the dangerous Miguel Rojas. We'll see if he does it again. Bowman, right leg through the football. This time it's the driver right up the middle of the field, taken at the 18-yard line here by Rojas. Cuts it over the 25, spins to the 30, down to the 31-yard line in the pile. 5 seconds on the clock, so we'll see what Coach Siegel will draw up here, if they maybe just have a trap play or if they have some sort of drawn-up run and or pass play. I should say pass play right before the end of the half. 5 seconds to go, and for Grandville, that drive coming out of the half defensively is going to really determine the game. Down 2 scores right here. The fumble mistake, the kickoff return. Little things in this first half that are going to have really, really big impacts on the ball game. And if they're going to be able to come all the way to Ohio and pull this upset, they start at their own 32-yard line on the mark here. Newville goes under center. Braylon Haney out there for the first time as a part of the running back unit. They split Jayden Terry out into the left slot. Newville gives it up the middle on the trap to Hardiman, sidesteps the first wave of defenders, and goes down to the 37-yard line. They tried to run some distraction with Terry, ran the trap instead. Hardiman not able to get free. Zeros across the first half scoreboard, and it is halftime. 28-15 at the break, in a game that has continued to be really all Pickerington North. Maybe not all Pickerington North, but the scoreboard at least certainly going to read that, Chandler, with some of the mistakes that Grandville made, and Pickerington North has not made any mistakes at all to that end. So as we transition into our Centennial Securities halftime show, let's start there. The margin of error for Grandville was 0 tonight. They have not been able to avoid that so far. A couple of big mistakes that have put them a couple of scores down in a difficult position going into the second half.
Yeah, I think just a little bit too sloppy in that first half from the Bulldogs. Started off with the long kickoff return given up. That allowed Pickerington North to get on the scoreboard. A couple other special teams miscues, a short punt, as well as some other coverage on the kickoff return, allowing a big return, and then some mishandled snaps and the fumble as well from Sadinsky. So just too many things kind of stacking up that's allowing the Panthers to extend their lead. And when the underdog coming in like this and the margin for error that small to begin with, those things are going to hurt you. Bulldogs going to have to hopefully clean things up at the half and see what they can do.
28-15 at the break. Pickerington North over Grandville, and the Grandville defense is going to have to answer right away as well to start the second half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Centennial Securities halftime show.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay.
We love our guests.
love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
A thrilling end to the hockey season in Plymouth, and more honors for one of the state's most decorated athletes. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. What a weekend at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth as 3 schools captured MHSAA championships on the ice. Let's start with Division II. Byron Center avenged losses in the finals in 2021 and 2023 by knocking off Trenton 6-1 in the championship tilt. Senior forward Jackson Freusland netted a hat trick for the Bulldogs, who also defeated Saginaw Heritage in the semifinals. In Division III, Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook Kingswood, and East Grand Rapids were knotted at 2 in the third overtime period. Let's hand it off to the NFHS Network's Joe Jason for the call.
Albers take the draw for East Grand Rapids. Michael Horton for Cranbrook. Horton draws it on back. Rister. Goal! There's the winner! David Schmidt with his second, and Cranbrook, for the 19th time in 21 tries, wins the Division III championship. Heartbreak again for East Grand Rapids. This time in the third overtime, the goal coming at 4:26 of the triple overtime.
David Schmidt's overtime winner gives the Cranes a 3-2 win and their 19th hockey title. In Division I, for the third year in a row, it was Detroit Catholic Central and Brighton, and for the third straight time, DCC is victorious. The Shamrocks win a 5th straight D1 title and 18th overall by winning 2-0. For more on all the action from the ice, please check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Farmington United's Leah Hodge. The senior gymnast placed first overall at the Division I Gymnastics Finals, and she helped Farmington to a second-place team finish. Rockford's Haley Hill, she was first in Division II at the Gymnastic Finals and helped Rockford Sparta win a gymnastics team championship. And to Zeeland junior Owen Stevens, he defended his D1 swim titles in both the 200 individual medley and 500 freestyle.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the court. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
When watching a college or NBA game, the last 2 minutes of the game can seem like it takes forever, especially in recent years where more and more judgment calls made by officials are subject to instant replay. At the high school level, video is not used to make a ruling or confirm or overturn a call made during the course of the contest. The only time video review is used in basketball at the high school level is at the MHSAA semifinal and final games. In these games, video review can be used only to determine if a shot was released in time at the end of the fourth quarter or overtime, or if that shot was a 2-point or 3-point field goal attempt. The MHSAA believes that this very limited use of replay in these games at the very end of the tournament series in boys and girls basketball is the right call.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Tyrone Wheatley graduated from Dearborn Heights Robichaud in 1991 after a stellar career in track and field, football, and basketball. And now, Wheatley will be inducted into the National High School Hall of Fame by the National Federation of State High School Associations. Wheatley will be the 10th inductee from Michigan. After high school, he went on to star at the University of Michigan and in the NFL, and is now the head football coach at Wayne State University. But it was on the track that Wheatley performed like no other. As a junior, he took first in 4 events, the first to do that and still one of only 2 to do it. He collected 40 of his team's 49 points that day, leading Robichaud to a Class B title. He followed that up as a senior, winning 3 events. Only an injury kept him from trying for a 4th. Wheatley will be inducted in July at the National Federation's summer meeting in Boston. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize a portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Hey sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231-730-2274. Have a great day.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back, everyone. Centennial Securities halftime show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer right here on our Radio Plus coverage. Let's take a look at the scoring summary. First in this one, 28-15 at the break. It was Gavin Love, the sophomore, his first varsity touch for Grandville at the 7:48 mark. Found his way into the end zone on a 7-yard run. He then also added the 2-point conversion for the Bulldogs. Then it was a very, very quick answer right back the other way by Grant Williams as he had a kickoff return on the ensuing kick to go to the house for Pickerington North. The extra point was good, 8-7. That was followed up then by the Bulldogs getting stopped off after a penalty. Michael Taylor found his way into the end zone to end the first half, 14-8. Pickerington North. Jayden Terry had his first score of the season to put Grandville on top, 15-14. It was then Brian Apaya, the other running back, with a 2-yard scamper. Extra point was good, 21-15. And with 11 seconds to go in the half, after Grandville drove all the way the length of the field, they had the ball inside the 10-yard line. Easton Sadinsky puts it on the ground, and Pickerington North quickly goes back the other way. It was Michael Taylor's second rushing touchdown of the night. He finds his way into the end zone, 28-15. Is where we are at the half. Because of all of that, let's get a little bit more in-depth look at where the stats are at, CT.
All right, we'll start with the Bulldogs. They kept the ball on the ground outside one incompletion on the attempted pass. Jayden Terry had 10 carries for 54 yards. Hardeman, 7 carries for 94 yards. Sadinsky, 14 carries, 65 yards. Gavin Love, the 1 carry, 7 yards, and the touchdown. Fullasonger had the botch snap there. That went for -5. For Pickerington North, the quarterback Mock, 7 completions, 105 yards, as well as 3 carries for 16 yards. Also on the ground, Taylor, 4 carries, 4 yards. Simpson, 1 carry for 8. And Apaya, 3 carries, 48 yards. Through the air, the receiving core, Bowman, 2 receptions, 23 yards. Lewis, 2 receptions for 31. Hampton, an 11-yard catch. Taylor, 39 yards on the 1 catch out of the backfield. And Simpson also with 2 receptions for 10 yards.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing, you go through all those numbers, you list a lot of short completions, but especially a lot of runs. For a team that exclusively uses 10 personnel, 1 running back, no tight end, 4 wide receivers, they exclusively use that. Their H-back, their tight end, is motioning Preston Bowman and had 185 pounds into that spot. So they exclusively keep the field spread 4 or 5 wide. Yet it's been their run game that really has stood out. A couple swing passes, a couple of screens that they've been able to break free. But for the most part, it's the run game and it's the passing game that starts behind the line of scrimmage that's delivered, not the downfield passing game.
Yeah, I think part of that probably due to the Bulldogs not wanting to get beat deep and making them try to complete some drives down the field after last week. Unexplainably, this Panthers team went 0-3 through the first 3 quarters on offense, but not looking like that here today. They've done a much better job. They've gotten the ball out quick, kept the ball on the ground, been able to move the chains that way, using the mix of their 2 running backs and getting the quarterback run game involved as well. And so I think this Panthers team, you've seen their offense settle in a little bit. They've kind of found the recipe that they like offensively, taking what's been given underneath, and some short throws, some curl routes, some swing passes, some jet motion, little touch passes as well. So keeping things pretty simple, but able to start to get some movement.
We're going to have a little bit of an extended, I think, edition of the Centennial Securities halftime show. Really great performance from the Pickerington North band, but a little bit longer, maybe halftime scheduled right here, as we still got right about 8 minutes until we're set to kick off the second half, and no players yet have started to find their way out onto the football field. We thought we'd already be into the warm-up period by now. Grandville, other side of the ball. The defense. You're in a tricky spot because, like you said, they've done a decent job of trying to keep Pickerington North in front of them. They still have given up some big run plays, but they're going to have to probably get more aggressive, forcing some havoc in the backfield and forcing some turnovers if they're going to have a chance to get back into this football game, just like what the Panthers did to them.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine a new defensive coordinator, Casey Zenner, trying to scheme up some things here at the break to see what they can make adjustment-wise to try to get in that backfield a little bit more. Probably have to start playing a little bit more press coverage on the outside and force the Panthers to try to beat you deep and see if they're willing to do that, number one, and then hope your secondary and your coverage on the back end can hold up long enough, even with some 3-star receivers out there and guys that have some serious speed as well. So it's kind of that risk-reward where they beat you with some of those West Coast short throws. You're going to have to bring the defense up, try to take that away, see if they're willing to attack you on the back end, and there's, of course, going to be the chance to give up some bigger plays. It's been a lot of make them drive the length of the field, make a lot of those short completions. They've kind of proven they can do that consistently, so now make them beat you with something else, and we'll see if that's what the Bulldogs elect to do.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and the Centennial Securities halftime show, 28-15, Pickerington North over Grandville at the break. We'll get to some of those keys we can expect to see in the second half when we come back after this.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you. All right, welcome back to Pickerington North. Here is band performances wrapping up, and the Grandville Bulldogs starting to find their way on the field. They trail 28-15. We're just going over with the public address announcer here at Pickerington North some of the amount of talent that has come through this this program. Of course, if you're a Michigan fan, Jake Butt went here. If you're an Ohio State fan, which I'm sure there are maybe some that are tuned in, probably don't normally tune into our content, but maybe tuned in because this game essentially half their defense currently. A couple on that defensive line, including Jack Sawyer, one of their captains, the Styles, Ziz, are both there. So a large part of that current defense, which is, of course, going to be one of the best defensive units in the country this year for Ohio State, are hailing from here and were Panthers before. So right down the road from Ohio State, and boy, they've turned out a lot of talent. They've turned out a lot of talent on this year's team as well. Eric Stiegel has got the Bulldogs back out, getting ready for their warm-up. Second half, let's talk about the Bulldogs' offense, because they only scored 15 points in the first half, but really, they moved the ball as well as you could possibly hope for against as talented of a team as they're seeing. They had one drive that was stalled in large part because of the penalty, and then the fumble after they drove it all the way down the length of the field. So small mistakes wind up costing the Bulldogs big, because you take those mistakes off the board, 2 more scores, and they might be right in this football game.
Yeah, I think on the whole, you have to be at least slightly encouraged by the Bulldogs' offense early on. The first drive of the game, making a ton of ground on the ground and able to get a lot of movement along that offensive line, pretty effortlessly march down the field. And they have a couple of really successful drives. It's just been some slight miscues that have really hurt them, and we've talked about it in a game like this. You just aren't going to live with those. And so the offense able to move the ball at times, able to get the running backs involved. Just a botched snap that set them back, a holding penalty, and then, of course, the Sadinsky fumble inside the 10-yard line. And so it's like only a handful of plays. You're talking 4 or 5 snaps, and things pretty clean outside of that. But those are the type of plays that, with this kind of offense, at times can really set you back and can be tough to overcome, especially when you're talking about the talent on the defensive side.
Yeah, we thank everyone for tuning in tonight on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio Network-wide on MichiganSportsRadio.com. If you are tuned in there, I think we had, 14 games this first week of the season. Of course, there's written content and schedules and much more coming out. Recaps of a lot of games will be coming out throughout this weekend. I'm going to have a weekly column called 4 Downs, going over kind of 4 big takeaways, essentially, from each week. That will be coming out on, I think, Mondays is the plan on that column, and much more content, of course. MGN, weekly podcast, Dog Pod, Grandville Bulldogs-centric podcast, along with the Behind the Call podcast. And we already on the long drive down here, we're planning some of the content ideas coming up with that. The Dog Pod, we, of course, weekly have Grandville coaches, players, and much more. We'll plan on starting our Captain's Corner segment this next week, going through the Grandville captains. The initial plan, I believe, was Emery Moody, who's made a good play defensively, been one of their better defensive players in this one. Likely going to be that week 1 guest. We'll see how things wind up operating in this one. Let's talk a little bit about Jayden Terry in this game. He's got his first touchdown of the season, but what's been interesting is he has not been featured in a 30 touches capacity. Grandville figured that he was going to be keyed in on, and he had the touchdown, but they've done a good job of mixing up the run game. Does that maybe end in the second half as they're going to start to need to get points and get him quickly? We'll see if Jayden maybe gets rode that much harder offensively. But also, like I said, the defense has been keyed in. Granville's offense has had a good game plan, but been interesting to watch Terry's usage, which is something that Coach Stiegel alluded to in our preseason interviews with him. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be interesting to see exactly how much they want to mix him in. I think, of course, he's going to be the featured guy. He's going to be the number one option the defenses are going to be focused in on trying to take him away. And so in a game like this where you need some scores, I think you definitely look to him and turn to him to give him the football a little bit more. But it's also a situation where it's week 1, it's a long season. You don't want to burn him out right away, so you don't necessarily need him to have 25, 30 touches, especially when you've got guys like Hardeman and Sadinsky and now Love as well mixing in there, that you've got other playmakers, so you don't necessarily have to give him the ball every single time. You've got other guys you can turn and give the football to, but I think when you're looking for some big plays, you're looking for some sparks to get you back in, you don't have to look very far other than Jayden Terry as to guys that can provide that. There are 25 seconds left on the halftime clock. Grandville has finished their warm-up. They're gathered around like they're expecting the game to start in 17 seconds. But we are just seeing some of the first Pickerington North coaches finding their way onto the field. So obviously there's an additional warm-up period here that the Bulldogs are not fully sure of. I think Coach Steele going over maybe asking some of the officials that right now, because the Bulldogs are ready to go, as the Panthers with zeros across the halftime clock are just finding way out. Now 3 flashes up. So there's going to be an additional warm-up period. Granville's ready to go. They're all gathered around in a huddle and talking around the 20-yard line. So the Bulldogs have already completed their warm-up. I think there was some miscommunication over how long this halftime break was going to end for the Bulldogs, as they right now are working their way off. I don't quite know. So Ethan Newville has got a couple of officials on either of his hips. He's walking back towards center field right here. Going to talk to Aiden Inario, the 3-star Miami University commit offensive lineman and captain for Pickerington North, as they're going to have a discussion here at center field that's set up with the officials about something. I don't know if they're maybe just confirming what way the ball is going to start the second half right here, and that's what they're going to show. So it will be Grandville kicking away, as we knew, to Pickerington North for the second half, as they show that off. As the Panthers now will continue to work through their warm-ups. We'll take one more break. Be right back.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
All right, welcome back to Pickerington North, where there were chants of Go Blue in the press box right here. I think the Michigan people have fully invaded Columbus, Ohio. We're ready to go with the second half, 28-15 as we begin the third quarter of play. It will be the Panthers getting the ball, and Chandler, I'm going to let you talk in one of your most no-duh statements and talking points you're going to ever probably give on our airwaves. Grandville needs to stop here defensively.
Yeah, they sure do. Got to get themselves back in the game, got to make up a possession here at some point, and starts right away. A defense that's given up some yardage, has given up some scores. Going to try to get some better field position to defend here on the kickoff return, but then look out, try to go out there and come up with some sort of stop for this Panthers offense. It's been a lot of chunk plays, a lot of shorter throws, and some lots of room in the running game. So I think Bulldogs, we talked about maybe turning up the intensity, turning up the aggressiveness a little bit, and that starts right here at the start of the third quarter.
All right, traveling white uniforms for the Bulldogs, numbers and trimming in maroon, helmets maroon to the block, white G on either side. The all-home blacks with gray numbers and trimming for Pickerington North. The helmet is in gray as well. Left to right across your radio dial. It will be Jake Karanen to send it away. 12 fresh minutes on the board. Pair of deep returners back inside the 10-yard line. Karanen, an onside kick, and it is grabbed by Jarrell Johnson at the 46-yard line as it caught a lot of the black uniforms off base, but not him, as Johnson was able to wisely corral that high-bouncing football. It was well executed by Karanen. We've seen Grandville's onside kick be a very strong part of their game in the past. They won a game against Caledonia because of one last year, but right there, Johnson is able to get to the football, and it'll be midfield starting position here for the Panthers. I would not be surprised if Grandville's on-siding and pooching it the rest of the way on kickoffs.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea, and right there, taking the risk to start the third quarter, very close to having a chance at that one, and even with some of the field position that they've given up, not given up that much in terms of field position based on what the kick returns had been, so not a huge risk that way, but now the defense is going to have to try to defend nearly half the field.
From their own 46-yard line, Jaron Mock will work from the shotgun, 4-wide set. Grandville showing some pressure off the end here with Lucas Russ. Fake handoff, drop to press. Here comes Haney off the edge, thrown deep down the field, caught at the 20-yard line. Preston Bowman races away from Rojas into the end zone. Touchdown, 54 yards to Preston Bowman. Play action, deep shot, and the 3-star Kentucky commit takes it to the house. And Pickerington North pads the lead, 34-15 Panthers.
Yeah, well, a lot of the success for the Panthers we talked about in the first half. Some shorter throws, kind of baiting that defense into playing a little bit more press on the outside. There they set up the play-action pass on first down, and Bowman able to get well behind the defense. Mock able to loft it up. He catches it and gets into the end zone, fighting for the last couple yards, but a big play right there to kick off the third quarter, and the Panthers find themselves on the scoreboard once again.
Fowler looked to add the extra point as this explosive offense going over the top right now. Right leg through the football, and a low driver is down the middle and good. 35-15. Lead is 20 now for Pickerington North as they take the deep shot, and it works out for Coach Hillerich and company. We'll be right back here from Pickerington North, Ohio.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products, buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12 count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family fair in your neighborhood.
Mosquitoes outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Welcome back, Pickerington North. It's 35-15 here from Pickerington, Ohio. Fowler turns, he'll onside kick one himself, a squibber that will roll through a line of Grandville upmen out of bounds to the 35-yard line. They try to catch the Bulldogs off guard just like they did, or tried to do on the other side, and now the Grandville offense will come out the midfield starting position. 11:50 to go in the third quarter. The Dogs now trail by 20.
The Bulldogs offense going to get the benefit here of some good starting field position, just like the Panthers had a few seconds ago, but now the pressure falls again back on the offense to try to keep up, and offense typically not built to do that, but now going to be in a situation, still enough time where if they can move the ball down the field effectively, it's going to be a bit more of a foot race than they probably want it to be going into it, but now going to need to try to find some points here and relatively quick.
Bulldogs out of the tee from their own 43-yard line. We'll go to work right here. A give left side with nowhere to go on the stretch for Easton Sedinsky, and he'll get leveled up at the 40-yard line and lose 3 right here as he's never able to turn the corner. 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs, as it is all the momentum in the world right now to the home-standing Panthers.
I'll give credit to the Panthers defense as well. After getting pushed around a little bit the first couple series of the game, their pursuit and tackling has been much better. You can see right there, Sedinsky never able to turn the corner, wrapped up in the backfield, and the offense goes backwards.
Bulldogs will motion Jayden Terry out in the left slot. Fake handoff, drop to pass. Newville clutches, fires one deep down the field, underthrown, looking for Terry, who had sprung a little free to the 35-yard line, but Newville wound up, just didn't have the arm to get it down there. 3rd and 13 from the 40-yard line now for the Bulldogs, who are in even more serious trouble on this one.
After motioning out, Terry got behind. There's Tank Washington in coverage. If the throw could have been out in front, Terry would have had a chance to try to run underneath that one and probably would have gone a ways, but Newville had to rush that throw a little bit as he felt some pressure and just had to get it up.
Grandville 3rd and 13 from their own 40-yard line, freshly down 20 points, less than a minute gone. They again motion Terry to the left slot, out of the tee. Snap to Newville, fake handoff, drop to pass, throws left side, wide open, caught Sedinsky, rumbles over the 45 as the first down to the 41-yard line. He was cut down by Tyson Long, but good job to find Sedinsky, arranging the open field there in the flat and move the chains ahead to the 41-yard line. First completion here for the Bulldogs.
And with the game script going the way it is, likely going to see more of this Bulldogs passing and play-action game. We've seen now Terry on back-to-back snaps being motioned out in slightly different formation here and getting the ball moved around. Going to have to throw it likely to try to move on this Panthers defense.
From the north 41-yard line, it's a fake handoff, and again a bootleg right to pass. Jump pass down the right side, caught 24-yard line, and wrestled in by Sedinsky again to move the chains. Sedinsky, or Newville I should say, kind of threw that one off his back foot, able to get enough on it. Sedinsky corrals it, falls down to the 22-yard line and move the chains again. The Eric Stiegel air raid is starting to take over this one. We told you on the podcast it was going to happen. We joked about it, but Grandville taking to the air right now. 10:20 and less to go, and whistles cut the air as we have an officials timeout right now to get something settled on the field. Coach Stiegel's got both his hands up as he's coming out of the field. Both teams going to their sidelines here. And it looks like, so because of the heat, they have to do a mandated water break. And that's what's happening here. So mandated water break here. Jayden Terry going to get stretched out a little bit on the Grandville sideline during it. So again, it is a hot and humid night to say the least. The car said 99 when we pulled in. I don't know how correct that was based on kind of where it is in my car, but it felt like it. We were setting everything up this afternoon. It was very how we did our stand-up out on the field. It was very hot, staying in the black end zone. But
wearing all black.
Yeah, wearing all black. Yep, that's my fault. I know. I'm sorry. 10:19 to go though, and they'll break them out now out of this water break as Grandville keeps the offense going. I don't think Coach Stiegel necessarily loves this because he had a little bit of kind of up-tempo momentum going on with the pass game. Again, it's DJ Hardeman in the middle of Jayden Terry, Easton Sidinsky here for the Grandville offense. Connolly to the right, LaCroix to the left. That's the tight end unit. Wiley, Schackemeyer, Brucker, Becker, Weiss across the offensive line. Turning a give up the middle to the fullback. Hardeman got the 20, maybe the 19-yard line, and gets pushed all the way backwards by Ben Thompson, the big senior defensive end. Hardeman a little slow back up to his feet, gets some help. He's good. After a gain of 2 on first down, the mark will be the 22nd down and 8, 9:51 and less to go. Clock running, third quarter, 35-15, Pickerington North. Grandville the football now trailing by a trio of scores. Dawgs break it out from right at the red zone, 20-yard line in between the hashes. One high safety right here. Defense crowding in. Give on the stretch right to Terry. Over the 20, turns to the 17 and gets wrestled down by Dante Curtis. Boy, he's been impressive. Again, able to wrestle down Jayden Terry. It'll be third down and medium here for the Bulldogs. 9:17 and less to go. Third quarter, mark will be officially the 17, so it will be right at third and medium, 3rd and 5 here for the Bulldogs. Newville in from the sideline with the call from Coach Stiegel. Dawgs will break out the tee right here. They are sticking with the straight formation right now. Defense will crowd way in. They load the box up right here. One high safety, Ryan Miller. Fumbled snap, ball on the turf. And fallen on by the Bulldogs. 4th down, they'll have to go for it. It should turn into 4th and 5 right where they were at the 17-yard line. 8:40 and less to go, third quarter. They're actually going to lose a yard back to the 19.
Yeah, Hardeman, I think, able to jump on that one. Saw the issues with the quarterback-center exchange right there and falls on it. At least keeps possession for the Bulldogs and a chance to try to convert on what's now a 4th and medium. But the second time now we've seen some issues with the snap. Earlier, the backup quarterback and Fogelsonger. This time, Newville never really had clean handle of it and put it on the turf.
All right, it will be a 4th and 7 for Grandville from the north 19-yard line. 35-15, Jayden Terry motions out left slot with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fake handoff, drop to pass Newville, pressure coming, jump pass, caught Connolly, 10-yard line, stiff arm at the 5, and tumbles down to the 3-yard line. Tackled by Tyson Long. But Newville put some touch on that one, and the lanky Grand Valley commit Connolly able to lock it in and roll inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 3.
Newville's had to get very creative in the passing game. He's had a couple of really difficult throws. One on incompletion, he had pressure in his face. The jump throw a few seconds ago, and then that one right there, pressure in his face once again. Kind of had to wait the defender out and loft it over the top for his big target in Connolly.
Bulldogs 1st and goal, 3-yard line. Newville turns, give to Terry, sidesteps one defender and gets taken in by Malachi Taylor, the junior safety right around the original line of scrimmage. It will be 2nd and goal. They gave Terry a yard up to the 2-yard line. Taylor, 6 Division I offers. This secondary, by the way, Tyson Long, 16 Division I offers. Amari Miller, 5. 6 for Taylor, the junior. 2 for Miller, the junior. And then you add in Tank Washington's got 2 more as well. So this is as incredible of a secondary. 5 Division I future players in this secondary for Pickerington North. 2nd and goal, 2-yard line for Grandville. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. They trail by 20. Dawgs back to work out of the tee. Sidinsky to the right, Hardeman in the middle, Jayden Terry left. Newville turn, give, fake, bootleg left with space, standing up into the end zone. Touchdown, Ethan Newville. Well run, bootleg to the outside left, and Newville puts the Bulldogs back on the scoreboard. 6:52 to go, third quarter, and Grandville makes it 35-21, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Early sign, looks like the Bulldogs offense pointing like it's on the Panthers defense. We'll see here what exactly the call was.
Grandville looks like dead ball, personal foul on Pickerington North. Seen a couple of those after the play on this defensive unit. So Grandville will run Jake Karen out. So they will look to add the extra point right here. Might as well just trying to stay on pace offensively. I mean, they are 1 point ahead right now on pace if they were to be able to complete some sort of comeback. So Karen looking to add the extra point. Newville to hold. Schackemeyer will be the long snapper. Schackemeyer up last year as a sophomore to long snap for the Bulldogs. Now the starting left guard. Once again, Grandville's offense, though, able to pretty easily move down the field as Ethan Newville gets his first rushing touchdown of the season as he moves into the starting quarterback role for the Bulldogs this year. Snap down nicely. Right leg to the ball for Karen, and the senior is pure on that one. 35-22. The Bulldogs will win a couple of scores once again. We'll see if the defense can respond. 6:52 third quarter. We'll be right back from Pickerington, Ohio.
Looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Welcome back to Pickerington, Ohio. Grandville back on the board. Ethan Newville scampers into the end zone. Remember, because of that penalty that we saw, the dead ball personal foul, Grandville will kick this away from the plus 45-yard line. Jake Karanen onside kicked it last time. We'll see what he comes up with this time. Pair of deep men back to the 15-yard line. Everyone else is within essentially 10-15 yards of the football. So Coach Hillerich and company are certainly expecting the onside kick. Here it is into the pile, and the Panthers are going to be able to engulf that one once again. First man on the football was Grant Williams. Had the kickoff return earlier, and he's going to show off his hands on the hands team right there and get the Panthers offense back on the field. Good job by grabbing that one as well. There a couple of well-executed, actually, onside kicks, but a really good job grabbing both of them by a very talented hands team, as we know, for Pick North.
Yeah, very aggressive, able to come up and catch that one. Hadn't reached the full 10 yards yet, but Williams able to jump on that one before it took a bad bouncer, was able to bounce a different direction, able to secure possession.
All right, Panthers from their own 35-yard line. They lead 35-22 with 6:51 to go. Couple score lead. They go with a trio bunch of receivers tight off the right side of the line this time. They isolate Bowman left. High snap of the helmet. Fake handoff thrown left side to Bowman. And he's able to corral it at the 39-yard line and gets tackled backwards by Rojas to around the 36. So a yard on that. It looked like he was going to drop the pass. It was behind him. He kind of re-corralled it out of his hands, got it back, but was spinning the wrong way, and Miguel Rojas made him pay as he tackles him back for only a loss of 1 right there after the pass was probably about 5 yards in front of the line of scrimmage. Official mark looks like will give a couple of yards to the 37. It'll be a 2nd and 8 here. 6:18 and less to go, third quarter. Up a couple of scores. Again, this trio bunch of receivers to the left-hand side on the left hash mark. High snap, fake handoff, Mock. Now he does give it off to the end-around man, I should say, Bowman. Bowman gets as far as the 40-yard line. It will be 3rd down right here as right now Pick North getting a little creative. Tackle made by Keegan Kroll. The offense has mostly been really spread out. They're showing a little bit of kind of the bunch one side and almost that kind of veer and shoot, really deep split with the man isolated on the far side.
Yeah, get the defense stacked on the one side of the field, the trip side, and then try to get the speed running across and beat them going the opposite way in the wide side of the field. But the defense, the Bulldogs, they're able to recover and make a tackle for a short gain.
3rd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Leading by a couple of scores. Mock tries to draw the Bulldogs in offside. Reed Graverson out there. He's showing some pressure as a standing edge rusher. Emery Moody is standing at middle linebacker right now as well as he's moved into a stand-up linebacker position for the Bulldog defense. Snap at the chest of Mock. Drop to pass. Throws left side to Bowman. Overthrown. Out of his reach. 4th down. Grandville gets their first stop. A heady play by Bowman to get a hand on that because otherwise I think Josh Crater was potentially in position to intercept that pass. And here comes the punt unit. Grandville's defense gets the stop, gets the ball back, down a couple of scores. 5:25 to go. They can make this thing interesting here after all.
Yeah, very good series from defensive coordinator Zenner new defensive coordinator, Casey Zenner, and the adjustments he's able to make. As you mentioned, Moody, the middle linebacker, they had a 3-man down front, a couple standing edge rushers, and Moody on the blitz from the middle linebacker delivered a big hit on Mock as well. Right after the ball was delivered, I think forced an early throw.
High snap over the head of Preston Bowman on the punt. He'll angle back. Punt is nearly blocked as he spins it away at the 20 and still got a lot of leg in this one, all the way down with a good roll inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. How about that play by Preston Bowman? Over his head, able to corral it, spinning with 2 Bulldogs in his face, still boots it from about his own 20 all the way down to the opponent 25-yard line. That was a heck of a play by a kicker, showing off his ability as a top-level punter as well. 5:12 to go, and Grandville will start in their own territory.
Yeah, it's a play that could pretty easily get overlooked, especially in the box score right there, but just an athletic play to keep himself maintained, able to get possession of the football, and then punt it away and still get a nice bounce. Was a penalty flag on the far side. It looked like a sideline warning, and not going to be enforced here. It's just a warning right there, but really impressive by the special teams unit and specifically the punter right there to flip the field.
A lot of big games on Michigan Sports Radio along with our own tonight. South Christian, I saw losing to Grand Rapids Christian at one point, and a 1-point lead. Muskegon losing to Zeeland West right now. So a lot of big games going on in the back in the West Michigan area, a long ways away from us. A give over the 30-yard line to DJ Hardeman on the trap. He gets it to the 32 for a gain of about 5 yards on first down. Thompson making the stop in the middle of the defense there.
Hardeman's been a very bright spot for the Bulldogs offense as the fullback approaching 100 yards rushing, has a couple big plays in there as well, and on just 10 carries, Bulldogs are going to likely continue to go to that fullback trap quite often here in the second half.
4:41 to go and less. Clock running in the third quarter. Dogs trail by a couple of scores. Actually be a mark all the way ahead for a 2nd down and 1, and it's, again, a play up the middle on a Terry. He busts out of the pile over the 40 and drags ahead to the 47-yard line to move the chains and then some. Looked like that one was dead around the 40, and all of a sudden Terry bursts out the other side and gets it up around midfield to the 47-yard line. Bulldogs working quickly here in between the hashes. They line it up. 4:22 and less to go, third quarter, down 2 scores. Newville, turn, give, Terry up the middle again. This time he's chopped up at the line of scrimmage and dives to the 49-yard line for a gain of 2 on that play as the Bulldogs are working some tempo into their attack right now, down a couple of scores with 4 minutes to go in the third.
I like it from Coach Stiegel, trying to steal a little bit of momentum. You got to score on the offense, then a stop on defense. Now try to really push things a little bit on the offense. You don't want to go too crazy fast and out of control, but at the same time, you have a chance to maybe try to get this Pickerington North team reeling a little bit.
2nd and 8 on 49-yard line, right on the PN logo here at center field. 2 tight end T for Newville and company. The Bulldogs senior give on to Hardeman, sidesteps the first wave of tackles and dives ahead to the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and medium right here for the Bulldogs, off some misdirection in the backfield right there before the sophomore got it.
Now you have to wonder, you saw the play action pass be effective on the last drive for the Bulldogs. 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5 right here. See if they want to go back to it. Even though the run game has been working here early on in these first couple plays, they now have that in their back pocket. They've set that up. See if they can find one of their tight ends.
Into plus territory at the 48-yard line. 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs, trailing 35-22. 3:05 to go on the clock in the third quarter. Newville under center, base 2 tight end T. Give right up the middle, spinning out of the pile is Jayden Terry. He'll be 1 yard short of the first down as he went rolling like 5 yards past the first down mark. He burst through that hole. 4th down and 1, 4th and 2 maybe for the Bulldogs. 4th and a yard and a half, let's say, from the 44-yard line. 2:41 and less to go.
Not much more manageable after a gain of 4 there on 3rd down. Now really the entire playbook open. We'll see Jayden Terry been able to hit the hole really hard. Might need that here again to try to pick up that 1.5 yards.
4th and 1 from the opponent 44. Newville turns Sidinski into the pile. He'll push it just enough to get the first down ahead to the 42-yard line. So that'll be a chain mover by 1 yard by Sidinski. 2:22 to go as Grandville is able to survive on that 4th down play. There's no team that converts 4th downs at a higher rate than the Bulldogs, but yet still it gets nerve-wracking, I'd have to say, for their faithful and their coaching staff. Every single time when they line it up, they know they can get the movement for 1 yard at a time, but it's always going to be difficult to know. 2:10 to go. Bulldogs going back to work here from the 42-yard line. Newville under center, 2 tight end T. Delayed give, fake handoff, bootleg right to pass, throws deep right side, looking for Sadinsky, overthrown at the 15-yard line right there as Newville was pressured and had to really shuck that one up the right side. Newville delivers passes with a lot of touch on him. He certainly gets the ball with a high arc down the field looking for those lobbed out receivers on the play action game, which is what you need in the T passing game.
Yeah, definitely, again, on the rollout that time. Just had to try to throw that one out in front of Sadinsky and give him a chance, but the Panthers, their safeties back there, pretty well covered right along with Sadinsky. Made that a tough one to try to complete.
1:58 to go, clock stop, third quarter, 2nd and 10 for Grandville from the Pickerington North 42. They trail by 13. This is a give on the stretch right to Jayden Terry. Good blocking over the 35, cuts it at the 30, burst of speed, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tank. Second of the game for Jayden Terry, and the Bulldogs within a score from 42 yards out. Terry to the house.
The Bulldogs now have something going here. A long run from Jayden Terry, finds the end zone once again, and one of the bigger holes on the night for Terry off the right end, able to turn that one upfield. When he's got that much room, you know he can turn on the afterburners and run by pretty much everyone on the field. 40-plus, 42-yard run right there to be specific for Jayden Terry.
We've watched enough of him in this offense. The second you saw that block set up on the right side, you knew he was gone. You just knew it. It's what we've seen for the last 3 years out of this unbelievable junior, Jayden Terry. All-State a year ago in his second of the season here. Karen to add the extra point to get the lead down to 6. Low snap handle, the right leg through the football, and a driver is right down the hatch and good. 35-29. Grandville within 6. The defense got a stop last time. We'll see if they'll be able to do it again. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here from Pickerington, Ohio. The Bulldogs once down 3 scores, now down only 1 with still time on the third quarter clock.
67 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
All right, we got a ball game. 1:50 to go, third quarter, 35-29. Grandville and Karen to send it away here. The kick unit is into the 20-yard line. They're expecting the pooch kick, but Karen will boot this one deep, and it'll angle out of bounds to the 5-yard line. Mistake there from Jake Karen is going to give up midfield starting position regardless. There's an offsides on the Bulldogs first. That might be a saving grace for them right there.
Definitely will. That one before the kick went out of bounds, so just going to back them up 5 yards and get another look at it here for the kickoff unit, and one that's had some miscues on the night. Definitely something following week 1 I'm sure the coaching staff going to address right away, but right there dodging a bit of a bullet and going to get a chance to redo this one instead of giving up the field position on the out-of-bounds kick.
All right, so Karen once again will get ready to send this away. As Karen now will stride him out from the 35-yard line. 1:50 to go, third quarter, and the deep men go back to inside the 15-yard line on this return. Lewis Jr. along with Rich Simpson back there. Karen sends it away again, a twister inside the 5-yard line, taken going the wrong way by Simpson. He'll angle left, by the other Tank in this football game. That's Tank Washington. He'll angle left over the 15-yard line and gets cut down there by the Bulldogs. They arrange to cut him down, and Pickerington North will have to start from their own 15-yard line right here as Grandville's got some momentum cooking.
Yeah, they sure do. One of the longest fields on the night for the Panthers to try to work with. Offensively, some really good coverage, the best coverage of the night by the kickoff return team by the Bulldogs. They're able to make a strong tackle.
All right, Grandville defense made some big adjustments last time. We'll see what they look like here. They go back to a 4-down front, but this is more of a nickel package right here, really even a dime package the way they're forced to move Reed Graverson out playing inside or outside linebacker right here. Mock puts Taylor in motion. They swing it to him right side. Low pass, caught at the 10, blown up by Miguel Rojas for a loss of 4. Second down and long. Grandville defense looking like a completely different unit right now, and they're fired up for the faithful that made the long trip down here to outside Columbus.
A really strong play on the outside from Miguel Rojas. Not matched up there against the running back, but able to shed the block from the receiver. Saw that swing pass go for a big play early on in the game to Taylor. That time able to shed the block, make the strong tackle in the backfield.
Mock from the gun. They go empty backfield, 5 wide set. Gives it on the end around, going left to Taylor. Got the 15-yard line, driven down to the 18 by Emery Moody. Back around just past the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be about 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 right here for the Panthers. 51 seconds to go and another official's timeout. I wonder if this can be another one of the water breaks coming possibly. Both teams back to their sideline. I think that is. Here comes the water. That's exactly what this one's going to be. 51 seconds to go in the third quarter, 35-29. I'm not going to lie. I've watched a lot of Grandville football. We've watched a lot of different game scripts and things with this team. We watched them come back from 3 and 4 scores down before as well, but this did not feel like the kind of game that it was going to be. The offense getting a better footing and the defense starting to really find a solid game getting stops, but boy, some big adjustment props. We'll see if it'll keep up, but some big props to Casey Zenner right now and his defensive staff. Yeah, no doubt. Looking like a completely different unit here in the second half. Gave up that long touchdown pass on the first play of the third quarter, but since then, right now, a third down play away from having consecutive stops. 3rd and 7 on 19-yard line. 51 seconds to go in the third quarter, leading by 6. Jaron Mock goes empty backfield, 5 wide set. Grandville with 3 down linemen. They motion a Paya, they fake it to him. Mock drop to pass. Pressure coming, avoids Kubzak. Throws it, and it is a jump grab made at the 32-yard line by Lewis Jr. before he steps out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the chains right there. I mean, it just comes down to Jaron Mock. When Grandville brings pressure, he does just enough to step up in the pocket time and time again, buy time, and then deliver the pass to his dangerous receivers down the field. We've seen it a few times where Grandville seemingly had the Panthers dead to rights, but it's Mock able to just extend enough to make the big play. Yeah, he's done a really good job of stepping up in the pocket, but not necessarily right away trying to escape and run and tuck it. That time keeps his eyes downfield, waits for his receiver to come open, and then able to put enough touch on it to lead him. Four wide set, they motion Bowman to be the H-back left. Give fake to a Paya, read option keeper. Mock spins away from the first wave of tacklers and then gets drugged down by Reed Graverson. Mock's helmet came flying off for the second time tonight as well at the end of that play, so that will mean that Simpson will have to come in to play quarterback for this next play. A gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Again, Grandville's defense did a good job on first down. We'll see if they'll be able to continue it. 30 seconds and less right here in the half, clock running. Now, Coach Hillerich is coming out because he's trying to argue whether or not his quarterback was going to have to come out of the football game. We're inside 20 seconds. Now we have an official timeout, and they've stopped that clock with 20 seconds. And the officials are going to discuss something right here as Rich Simpson is getting ready to take the call here from the sideline. But the clock is stopped with 20 on it, 2nd and 9 on 34-yard line right here for the Panthers, leading 35-29. I think with the play clock being reset there, now more time on the play clock than the game clock, so they can allow the third quarter to expire, likely get their starting quarterback back out there for the first play of the fourth. That's exactly what we're going to do, and I think that's what Coach Hillerich was asking was, am I going to be able to get him back in? They're going to let those zeros run across the clock. 35-29 after 3. We're going to step aside and be right back here from Pickerington, Ohio. The Bulldogs have made it a ball game. They're within a score, but the Panthers driving to try to go back up 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a Center can do for you.
All right, welcome back to Pickerington North. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Final 12 minutes, 2nd and 9 for Pick North. They lead by 6. They've got the ball at their own 34-yard line. And it is still going to be Rich Simpson here that's going to take over at quarterback, playing a little bit of that wildcat role for this next play. They put a man in motion, given to him on the end around. That's Lewis Jr. jumping over Keegan Kroll to the 35 and stays on his feet before he's rode out by Moody to the 39. Another 3rd and medium coming up right here as Lewis Jr. made a lot happen. Now, we have a hurdling penalty in Michigan that I think we saw called last year at the state championship game on, I think it was Harper Woods, correct, in that game? So I don't know exactly what the scenarios would be, but Lewis Jr. pulled a hurdle right there running towards the sideline for sure. Mock will work from the gun. They bring the 190-pound senior, Brian Apaya, in to work to his right hip right here. Trips of receivers to the left. 3rd and 5 from their own 39-yard line. Grandville showing some pressure. Snap at the chest to Mock. Has some time, throws over the middle, caught through contact, 49-yard line, and hung on to through that contact by Ashton Hampton. It was thrown by Jaden Brown, but once again, it's a 3rd down conversion for Pick North. Grandville wins on 1st and 2nd down, and the Panthers able to answer on 3rd and medium.
Really strong hands from Hampton across the middle of the field there, and a big catch on 3rd down. Able to bring that one in. The hit delivered just after the throw got there, but able to secure it, bring it down, move it across midfield.
30 seconds off the clock in the 4th quarter. 4 wide set. Apaya stays in along offset to the right hip of the Wisconsin commit, Jaron Mock. Whistles from the sideline. A penalty marker is an offsides on Grandville. Again, the Bulldogs have shifted to a 3-down front right now defensively. They had Wyman there in the middle of Carter to the other side, and then it was Kubzak in the middle with Wyman to his outside. They'll change that unit out a little bit right here as Schultz will come in, but some really wholesale changes to Grandville defensively as they're starting to spread things out right now. They've gone from their base 4-3 to a 3-down, really nickel package front. This makes it 1st and 5 from the Grandville 44-yard line, right in the middle of the hashes, and 2 receivers to either side for Jaron Mock. The big senior stands tall in the shotgun. Snap of the helmet, delayed give onto Apaya, broke a tackle 45, races to the 41, and gets laid out by a line of Bulldogs tacklers led by a fired-up Garrett Naraki. It'll be 2nd down and about 3 right here for the Panthers.
Apaya able to slip one tackle in the backfield, able to create a little bit of room, fall forward, but defensive line, once again, able to get into that backfield, have some bodies and some traffic back there right away, and a short gain, even after the penalty, 1st and 5.
10.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 2 will be the mark up to the Grandville 41-yard line for Pickerington North. Looking to go back up 2 scores right here, kill all the Bulldog momentum that they had at the ending point of that 3rd quarter. Trips to the right side. Snap of the helmet. Give up the middle to Taylor. Back in. Slips a tackle at the 30. Races left at the 20 to the 15. 10-yard line. Just Crater to beat. He's got the angle. Touchdown Pickerington North. 3-touchdown game for Michael Taylor. And the Panthers go back up a couple of scores.
We saw a 40-plus yard run from Jayden Terry. Michael Taylor responding with one of his own right there. Big hole in the open middle of the field. Out runs the corner to that side. Falls down. Get a nice block from his receiver out to that side as well. And Michael Taylor rather gone.
10:09 to go in the ball game. 41-29, and the extra point will come here from Brandon Fowler. Lewis Jr. to hold. Low snap, Seld, right leg through the ball. Keegan Kroll tried to block it with 2 hands, but that is another pure one. There's been some really good extra point kicking between both of these guys in this one. 42-29, 10:09 to go in the ball game here from Pickerington North as Grandville's offense gets it back. Still a chance to score and try to put themselves in the same position they were just in. Superior Fence and Rail, new sponsor with Michigan Sports Radio this year. If you're looking to secure your property with a great-looking, top-quality fencing, trust Superior Fence and Rail, West Michigan's premier fencing installers. Superior Fence and Rail is proud to support West Michigan sports and the community because they are locally and veteran-owned right in the Grand Rapids area with limitless customization options too and top-quality fencing on all of their materials. Check out their website and reviews at superiorfenceandrail.com or give them a call at 616-228-1551 to learn more. That's Superior Fence and Rail, building better fences and building better communities. Grandville offense now freshly back down 2 scores. Still 10 minutes to go in the ball game, and what's been a shootout here is Preston Bowman gets ready to send it away. Deep man Miguel Rojas to the 5-yard line here for the Bulldogs. Bowman, again, they run up, they fake the onside kick. What team was it we saw did that all the time last year? There was one team we saw in one of our playoff games that did that with the fake onside before they lined things up. Bowman strides, right leg through the football, and a driver right to the right hash, taken at the 1-yard line by Rojas. So running up the hash at the 15, cuts it at the 20, breaks the tackle at the 25, on his feet to the 30, and the pile gets to him there to the 30, 31-yard line. Good return there from Rojas as he took it from inside the 5 and winds up at the 30 to get some decent field position out of it. Here comes the Grandville offense. 10:01 to go in the ball game. They once again freshly trail by 2 scores, and they got to go to work. They got to score quickly, and they got to see if their defense can get maybe a game-determining stop. Because remember, you see that scoreboard, Grandville's still 1 point offset right now with that 2-point conversion from Gavin Love on the first score of the game.
The offense has been able to put together some nice drives here in the second half and looking to do so once again. Still have enough time where they can run their offense, not have to rush too much, with the defense showing some more signs of life.
Grandville mixes up their formation. That was kind of like a flex bone look. Jayden Terry goes to the right side as he'll stretch it outside the numbers to the 45 and dive ahead to the 41-yard line right around the hashes. A unique formation right there. It was a double wing, and then Terry was kind of offset out of the flex bone at the back of it as well. So Coach Stiegel is starting to change up his unit right here a little bit offensively. That was right on the marker, enough to move the chains for the Bulldogs to the 39-yard line here for the Bulldogs. I think I flipped it, said 41, to the 39-yard line for Grandville. 1st and 10. They'll break it out once more. Once again, Grandville out of kind of that flex bone type formation. Fake handoff, bootleg right to pass, and now Newville will tuck it. He'll run over the 45 to the 46-yard line for a gain of 5 on 1st down. It's a flex bone, but it's almost that flex bone variety that you see run at like Air Force now, where both the wings are kind of off the line and crunched a little bit. So it's kind of still like a bit of a T formation.
Yeah, definitely a mix-up here for the Bulldogs offensively and changing things. That motion then, instead of going around and behind, the quarterback kind of cutting in front, and different look on the naked bootleg right there. Newville had an option and a receiver going down the field, but just took the 5 yards and tucked it.
Bulldogs back to a 2 tight end straight T on 2nd and 5. Give on the fullback trap to Hardiman, and he'll push it right around the marker. I think he's going to have it right on the line needed to the 49 to move the chains. 9:45 to go, and down on the field is Elijah Durham-Smith. Slow to get up for the Panthers as he's going to have to get some attention right here. Again, such a hot night. I think this one likely just going to be a cramp, and I think we're going to start seeing that throughout the rest of this evening. Despite how many water breaks you might be able to throw in here mandated, I think that's the kind of thing you're going to see down the stretch in this one. As hot as it's been, not just still tonight, but throughout this day. Really, there was a little bit of breeze today. That was the only thing saving a really, really rough day.
Yeah, sure is very hot down there, and I'm a bit surprised we actually haven't seen more of that. And yeah, it looks like Durham-Smith up pretty quickly, but always early on in the season when you got these warmer temperatures, cramping, you always see that early on in the season, and this is maybe one of the worst games we've seen the Bulldogs playing, at least as far as temperature down on the field goes.
We just watched that temperature gauge creep up as we made this drive south, because it wasn't too bad when we left West Michigan. By the time we got down here, it is a very, very hot evening. It is a 1st and 10 for Grandville up to the 49-yard line. They trail 42-29 now. Again, back to a 2-score deficit with inside 10 minutes to go, and they go back to the 2 tight end T right here. LaCroix to the left and Connolly to the right have been the tight end unit all game long for Coach Stiegel. Newville under center. 5 on the front line defensively. Give up the middle, breaking free to the left side of the 35 with a busted tackle over the 25. It's Hardiman down to the 19-yard line. Terrific little trap misdirection play. And Hardiman, with some speed into the open field, tumbles to the 18-yard line. Grandville working quickly into the red zone. They go no huddle. Newville goes under center, works to the straight T. Defense loads in. Stretch right to Terry. Has a block set up, cuts it at the 15. Cuts it outside at the 10. Stays on his feet down to the 9-yard line. Diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Grandville! What a run by Terry. And the Bulldogs back within a score again. Third of the year for Terry.
I think Jayden Terry bounced that one outside 3 different times. It looked like he was going to be wrapped up, kind of sheds the tackle, goes further to the right, gets hit again, sheds the tackle, goes further to the right, and never ran out of room, able to eventually find the front corner of the end zone, dive in, just barely get the football across. But another touchdown, and maybe one of the more impressive touchdown runs here tonight for Jayden.
He had the 41-yarder. We see that from him when he goes long range, but it's those runs where he just angles and breaks and makes it happen, and he's got that nose for the end zone at the end of the play as well on the dive. And Grandville, with just about a minute off the clock, kind of right back to where we were a moment ago as Jake Karen looked to add the extra point. Newville, low snap, settles it down, right leg to the football, and good. Grandville back within 6, 42-36, 9:22 to go. Here from Pick North. We're going to step aside. Be right back here from Ohio.
Everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word.
Cougars!
Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Rapid Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.
Jake Karanen sends it away over the head of Rich Simpson, but he angled it towards the out-of-bounds marker. It went out at about the 1.5-yard line on its way out to the near sideline. A big mistake right there for Karen. He put it over the head of the returners, but he angles that one just out of bounds, and will give up midfield field position with 9:22 to go.
Yeah, Kieran Schoen, he's got a big leg, able to get that one very close to the goal line, but angling it to the left just a little bit too much to where that one's not able to bounce into the end zone for the touchback, instead going out of bounds.
So from their own 35-yard line, Pick North will go to work. 4 wide set here for Jaron Mock in this dangerous offense, trying to go back up 2 scores as we're into this back-and-forth shootout. Lewis Jr. goes in motion. They give it instead up the middle to Michael Taylor. Shimmies over the 40 and gets ridden down to the 41-yard line by Kubzak for a gain of about 6 there on first down. Taylor is so tough to bring down with a bowling ball. He's got great speed. We've seen that. He's got some long-range touchdowns in this ball game, but saw right there, he's got 3. Terry's got 3, but he's just difficult to bring down, and he's got that quick step as well in the middle of the defense.
Yeah, and they really haven't featured him a ton. Just 7 carries. Does have the touchdowns, as you mentioned, but we'll see now as the game approaching the later stages here, and they're probably looking to chew some clock if they turn to him a little bit more heavily.
2nd and 3, 42-yard line will be the mark. Grandville brings 4 down linemen, shows some pressure as Graverson will join the mix. This is a handoff going right side to Taylor. Shimmies over the 45, bursts over the 50, and gets laid out down to the 47-yard line. That was Nolan Stelma that tracked him down into Grandville territory right there. But Pickerington North on the move with the run game right now, trying to take some time off the clock as well. We tick inside, 8:30 to go. Pickerington North by a score, and how much is Grandville ruining that kickoff return and that fumble right now, the way that this ball game has gone down the stretch?
Yeah, definitely those are the mistakes we talked about right away, that those can haunt you, and it's turned into a close game. Those are the ones they're going to look back if they aren't able to overcome this late.
4 wide set, trio bunch of receivers right off the line to the right side. Bowman isolated left. High snap, fake give, thrown left side to Bowman. One hand grab, turns upfield, sprints to the 30, spin move to the 25, and trips down to the 21-yard line to move the chains. What a grab by Bowman. Not an overly great thrown football behind him. He's able to make the grab and twist ahead to the 22-yard line.
Thrown put over the front shoulder and led a little bit too much by Mock, but Bowman able to make up for it. Just reaches out one hand, snags, brings it in, and breaks a tackle out in the open field.
Mock from the shotgun will go to work. Again, they put that bunch of receivers to the left-hand side. All the way out wide to the right is Ashton Hampton. He's at the numbers. Read option keeper is faked, given on to Taylor at the 10, driving down to the 5, tackled there to the 4, but a penalty marker came flying in. We'll see if it's on the hold to break him free or maybe on the tackle that brought him down. It's going to be on Pickerington North, it appears.
Yeah, on that left side, down the field a ways. After Taylor had already picked up some yardage, that one's going to be brought back.
7:34 to go. 42-36. And that hold will bring this one on back after the chunking run right there from Michael Taylor. 7:34 to go. Right now, Grandville, I think, above all else defensively, they're kind of looking for a turnover. But what Pickerington North is doing well is something they haven't done a ton of. They have run the ball well, but they haven't exclusively kept it on the ground as to what they're trying to do this drive outside of that one throw on the play action. They go back to work right here. 7.5 to go. 1st and 8 from the Grandville 20. Trio bunch of receivers left. Isolated man to the right. Give to Taylor. Up the middle. Breaking a tackle at the 15 and wrestles his way in the pile down to the 10. Late penalty markers came down. There was some fighting at the end of that play. Someone got sent down. I don't know what side is going to pick up the penalty. Wyman was on the tackle for the Bulldogs. I believe it's coming back based on the way that Pick North is lining up right here.
That might have been a late shove as Taylor, right around where he was hit, looked like the Bulldogs, the defender that was not a part of the tackle, kind of got shoved and hit unnecessarily, and that is what the penalty is going to be thrown on.
Another personal foul there at the end of the play. It's 3rd or 4th that we've seen on Pickerington North. Most of them really haven't been too costly. They've had a couple after touchdown plays, but that one is going to set them back and take what would have been a 1st and goal coming off the board. 7:11 to go. They back this time to the 26-yard line, which we're right back to 1st and 10 now. 42-36. Nothing else. Pickerington North taking some time off the clock right now. They march forward and march backwards as the clock will start up and tick inside 7 minutes. Bowman from the shotgun. Right hip is Taylor. Taylor will get it up the middle, bursting through the pile, shut down at the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 right here, as I think it was Braylon Haney, the first in on the contact. Lucas Rust was around the tackle as well. 2nd and 4, 20-yard line, 6:35 and less to go.
And as the Bulldogs have gone to that 3-man front, now you see the Panthers start to run the ball. Some inside zone runs with Taylor. We'll see. Looks like initially here the Bulldogs maybe going back to that 4-man front on 2nd down.
6.5 minutes to go, 2nd and 4 from the Bulldog 20-yard line. Into the red zone, leading by 6 here for Pickerington North. Mock stands tall in the shotgun. Tailback Taylor to his right hip. He puts Lewis Jr. in motion. Given to Taylor. Shoestring tackle, nearly able to kind of bounce on a foot down inside the 13 to the 12-yard line. That will move the chains. So just outside the 1st and goal territory and a 1st and 10 here for a fast-moving Panthers offense. Fast-moving Panthers offense, but doing a good job of trying to kill some clock between some chunking plays right now as the clock goes inside 6 minutes to go. A touchdown lead for Pickerington North. The score here doesn't quite put it away, but it sure puts them in good position.
Yeah, you have to wonder here how aggressive the Bulldogs want to get, where if you just send a bunch of pressure, if the Panthers score, at least you give yourself some more time, try to extend the game, or ideally they get a stop here, try to force a turnover or tackle in the backfield.
4 wide set with 3 to the right. Give to Taylor, trying to cycle his way out the right side of the line, cuts it up and got shut down. I think big Caleb Cherry was in on the stop there. Reed Graverson credited the stop. 2nd and 10, right back where we started, 12-yard line, 5:20 to go. Right now, Pickerington North certainly in field goal range for their terrific kicker, Brandon Fowler. Which they could get the game just out of reach into a 9-point game if they did bang home the field goal. From the gun, 4 wide set, 2 to either side. Taylor goes to the left hip of Mock. He brings Lewis Jr. in motion. They pitch it to him on the end around. Turns it at the 15 to the 10, sidestepping his way out of bounds to the 6. I potentially saw some laundry I did at the 10-yard line. Let's see if this is a hold around the corner, and if it's going to be coming back again. I think that's going to be the case once more.
I think the far side is where the receiver there on the touch pass was looking to go. I think it was Bowman on that side trying to make a block on the corner. A little bit too much of a hold on that side as the corner trying to break free and come upfield to try to make the tackle. But the Panthers, once again, committing a penalty and going to be backed up.
A lot of time coming off the clock on this drive. 4:44 now to go as this ball is going to get set up right here. It'll be a 2nd and 18. We're back at the 20-yard line again. I feel like we've been here a few times in the last couple of plays. 2nd and 18, back to the 20. We'll see if the Panthers look to still run their way out of this, kill some more clock as we tick inside 4.5 minutes to go. 42-36, Pick North. Trio of receivers to the right-hand side. Bowman isolates to the short side left. Mock stands in the gun wearing 8 in the home black uniform. Give to Taylor on the delay. Breaks right at the 15. Has speed. Stuttering to the 10. And twisted down by Naraki to the 6-yard line. They get, again, pretty much all of it back on the run game right there. We're going to be inside 4 minutes to go by the time the next play is run. Coach Stiegel was trying to call a timeout. It is going to be credited him. So I wasn't sure at first if we were going to be looking at another water break timeout, but it will be credited to Coach Stiegel. So Grandville takes their first here. They stop the clock with 4 minutes to go. I think that's worth starting to do right here. 3rd and 5 now from the 7-yard line for Pickerington North as offensive coordinator Jared Pruitt's offense has put together a perfect offensive drive. I mean, honestly, the penalties have actually been good because of the amount of time they've killed.
Yeah, definitely not by design. At least I don't think so. Right. The penalties that the Panthers have been committing, but they've done a tremendous job of moving the chains, but also really going nowhere. They've been able to have some holding calls where the first down was negated, but they're starting with a 1st and 8 or a situation where they're behind the chains, but then picking up essentially all the penalty yardage on 1st down, and so they really haven't been hurt too much by those penalties and have continued to move forward towards the goal line now inside the 10.
All right, even 4 minutes to go. 3rd down and 5 from, I think it's been corrected now, the down marker. 3rd down and 5 from the Grandville 7-yard line right here. 4 minutes on the clock. Bowman isolates all the way out wide to the left numbers from the right hash right here. Mock will stand in the shotgun, tailback Taylor to his left hip. A 3rd and 5 play from the 7. Officials take their time to get this one back in play. And here we go. 3rd and 5, 7-yard line. 6-point lead for Pickerington North. They're inside the Grandville 10. Snap to Mock. Give to Taylor. Up the middle. Big hole. 4th touchdown of the ball game. Michael Taylor just about puts this one on ice, as he has had one impressive day in this one, 48-36.
Clutch drive from the Panthers right there, killing a bunch of time, keeping the ball moving, eventually getting inside the 10, and Taylor capping off a very impressive night for him here in his week 2, extending the lead. The Bulldogs defense showed some signs of life in the second half, but unable to get off the field there when they really needed it.
Taylor's certainly a leader right now for our Center Agency player of the game. They're going to go for 2 right here. They're going to try to take the risk of Grandville taking the game away from them with a couple of unanswered scores away. So Mock stands in the gun. They'll go for 2. Fake give, read option keeper, big hole. He took a big hit from Jayden Terry, but he's in. 2-point conversion good. The lead stretches to 14 for Pickerington North with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. We'll step aside. Be right back.
You ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go Go to urhired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
Welcome back to Pickerington North. 4:01 on the clock. I think they put some time back on to when Coach Stiegel, that was part of the delay there when he first had called that timeout. It wasn't an even 4 minutes, but so now 4:01 remaining. But Pickerington North, a big score and maybe an even bigger 2-point conversion to be up an even 14 points with 4 minutes to go, as Grandville is pretty simply looking to score, onside kick, recover, score. That's the only path to victory.
Yeah, not going to be an easy one, but the offense has done a pretty nice job in the second half. Once they've got the football, now starting to work against the clock, they're going to have to score pretty quickly, try to get the football back.
Rojas back to the 3 to receive here from Bowman, the senior. With a receiving touchdown in this one, sends it away, a driver right up the middle of the field. Taken in the end zone by Miguel Rojas. That's a touchback. You saw him put his hands in the air as, I don't know, maybe he liked the way that one was setting up, but regardless, wanted a chance to return it. And here comes the Grandville offense. They will have to start at their own 20-yard line. They got to go 80 yards. They got to score, and they got to find some way to score again before the end of the game without Pickerington North scoring again.
And we've seen the Bulldogs offense get creative throughout the course of the game. Different formations, gone to the play-action pass at times as well, and going to need one of your best drives right here. Try to come up with something to get some bigger plays down the field.
Grandville out of the straight tee. Hardiman in the middle of Sadinsky to the right. Terry to the left. Newville under center. 5 down front for Pickerington North. Trap play. Hardiman with some speed. Breaking a tackle over the 30 down to the 34-yard line. Good run there by the sophomore. And Grandville working quickly. They line it up. No huddle to the 35-yard line. 3:55 to go. It's kind of the Unity Christian style tee. Fake handoff, dropped a pass, Newville over the middle, caught Sadinsky, 50-yard line, lowered the shoulder, down to the 49 to move the chains one more time as he gets tackled in by the junior free safety, Ryan Miller. Grandville works quickly, 49-yard line, no huddle, 3:45 to go, trailing by 14. Newville under center. Newville, a penalty marker flies, and a offside penalty is called on Pickerington North. 5 free yards to the Bulldogs, who are working well with some tempo right here. The Craig, as I said, the Craig Tibby Unity Christian-esque, combine the words there, Unity Christian-esque tee offense right now, working with tempo as the Bulldogs break it out to the 44-yard line, into opponent territory, down 2 touchdowns with 3.5 minutes to go. This is a stretch right to Jayden Terry. He's got the edge to the 40, racing inside the 35 and down to the 31-yard line, walks out of bounds. First down Grandville with 3:25 on the clock.
Jayden Terry really taking over in the second half here. He's got over 150 rushing yards after that carry right there, and he's had he's got 4 straight runs of 10-plus yards.
Senior linebacker Washington on the stop. 3:25 to go. Bulldogs from the 31-yard line out of the tee. 5 down front on the other side. Give to Hardiman. 2 hands on the ball. Lowered the shoulder into the pile. Kept it pushing forward. He had 2 Panthers dragging on the back of him, led by Ben Thompson. He took the big senior all the way with him down to the 26-yard line. Grandville 27-yard line. Grandville goes no huddle here. 2nd and 6, 3 minutes to go. Snap to Newville, stretch right to Jayden Terry. Has some space, cuts it up, and stays on his feet with a spin move to the 15. Inside the 10, down to the 5, on his feet, towards the end zone, touchdown, Jayden Terry.
Jayden Terry, another incredible run right there. The vision once he got into the secondary, even putting the hand on the back of his receiver, kind of leading them, showing him where to go, cuts it back towards the middle of the field. Didn't look like he was going to be able to find his way in, but just kept fighting forward.
He's had a lot of runs that have really surprised us, and we aren't quite sure how he found his way into the end zone. I think in 3 years that might be number 1. I have no idea how he wound up in the end zone at the end of that point. He wound up in the end zone just standing up, too, with his signature celebration. 2:56 to go. Grandville will look to add the extra point with just under 3 minutes to go here with Jake Harrinan. Snap is down. Right leg through the football. High twister is down the hatch and good. 50 to 43. Jayden Terry with 4 touchdowns. Michael Taylor with 4 touchdowns. a couple of guys that might be playing against each other for the next few seasons in the MAC based on the way things go. I know Jayden's even got some Power 4 offers starting to get lined up, or visits, I should say, starting to get lined up. But my goodness, they've put on a show, and Jayden Terry has had 2 touchdown runs. Like I said, we aren't surprised when he slips free to the end zone very often. The last couple, but especially that last one, was as much of a magic act as you'll ever see out of Tank.
Yeah, I think so. I think Jayden Terry might be pushing to run up-tempo a little bit more there. He really capitalized off that. It looked like the defense kind of lost him the entire way. He kept pushing forward and had to fight through a couple of arm tackles, but kind of like that up-tempo. I always see something new from Coach Stiegel. It seems like every season he finds new wrinkles to throw into this offense, and right there, the 4-minute drill up-tempo tee worked to perfection.
Now let's see what Grandville does. 2:56 to go. They only have 2 timeouts remaining. I would assume we see the attempt at the onside kick here out of Jake Karanen. 2 deep returners back to the 15-yard line for the Panthers. Karanen, 15 white, strides forward. A high pooch kick to the right side is out of bounds. Josh Crater, if it stayed in bounds, was going to be the first one to it. That was the same play that they executed and ran against Caledonia last year when they got it back. Crater was going to be the first one on the scene, but the ball goes out of bounds first.
Yeah, caught the Panthers return unit off guard there. They were expecting the onside kick, and the bouncer that the Bulldogs have shown them a couple times went to more of the pooch right along the sideline. They were caught off guard. The return team did not see it, but just a little bit too much air floated that one out of bounds.
I believe the penalty is going to be offsides again because the Bulldogs are going to be kicking again.
That does look like Kiernan getting the word there directly from Coach Stiegel as to what he wants right here.
So Kiernan will be kicking it away again. That was also potentially it for how far ahead Crater was of the rest of the unit right there. All right, here we go. Kiernan lines up for a straight-on onside kick this time. 2:56 to go. Here's the kick. It's a high one. Hands team drops it. Falling pile. 45-yard line. Grandville says they have it. They do! They have it! The Bulldogs get the football. Unbelievable. The Grandville special teams does it again.
It's been an adventure for the special teams unit all night long. They've been on the wrong side of it for the most part, but right there when they needed it, Kiernan with a perfect kick, put a ton of backspin on that one. Panthers had a chance, went through the hands of one of the up men, but just way too much spin on it, right through his hands, and then the specialist for the Bulldogs able to jump on it and give their offense a chance here to do something pretty miraculous.
So Grandville now down 7 with 2:54 to go. They start at their own 45-yard line. Newville will stride him out. Jayden Terry has 4 rushing touchdowns in this game. Can the Bulldogs pull the miracle on the road trip up the middle of Hardiman, breaking free to the 45-yard line, breaks a tackle over the 40, and dives to the 39 with a late penalty marker after the hit, it appears, coming in. It was thrown in the secondary. Let's see if it maybe is on someone in the secondary for a hit out of bounds. Lloyd on the stop. Waiting for the call here from the officials. Long discussion here from the officials. Grandville sideline getting fired up. We'll get the word here. Too many men on the field for Pickerington North. So a substitution error there for the Panthers. 2:47 to go. This is going to march the ball down to nearly the 25-yard line. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. The mark will be the 28, 50-43. Granville, a chance to tie, or let's not even talk about the potential of going for 2 yet with 2:47 to go. 2 tight end T for the Bulldogs. Newville under center, 5 down front on the other side. Newville turns, give Jayden Terry stumbling through the line and falls ahead for a gain of about 8 into the pile. I think he may have gotten tripped up in the backfield there, but kept driving forward to get a pretty good gainer out of it.
With like Terry's feet got tangled up once again in the backfield. That's about the only thing that's been able to slow him down.
It looks like, though, he's going to be marked that his knee went down at the 25. It's only a gain of 3. So he kept going, but it looks like the knee went down at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 7, 2:20 to go, 7-point lead for Pick North. Grandville down to the 25-yard line with the football. Newville went to the hard count, and they got the offsides. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Pick North's defense is just a little bit on edge right now. They're going to have to find a way to settle down for head coach Hillerich and defensive coordinator Kyle James right now.
Definitely advantage Bulldogs offense right now, and you start looking at the clock and wondering how Coach Stiegel wants to play this out. Last time we had the discussion, ended in a turnover inside the red zone for the Bulldogs, but you have to start wondering if they can try to kill as much clock as they can and score. Of course, you don't want to get too greedy. You take the points if you can get them, but at the same time, if you can run almost the entirety of this clock off, either tie the game, or if then you want to have the discussion about going for 2 and try to walk it off. But right now, the Bulldogs seem to be in no rush, and I think that's the right call from Coach Stiegel.
Just inside 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 2 for Grandville from the Pickerington North 20-yard line. 50-43, the Panther lead. Newville under center out of the tee. 5 down front, coming the other way. Newville. Turn, give. Terry up the middle, jumping over the line. Falls inside the 15 and pushes the pile down as far as the 12-yard line. Terry will move the chains there. 1:37 to go. Mark is the 12. 1st and 10, Grandville. Like you said, they can run this clock on down. Mark will come back officially now to the 13. 13-yard line, 1st and 10. 1:25 and less to go. Newville under center. Defense crowds in. 2 tight NT. Newville turns. Terry stretch right. Down the sideline at the 10, and this time he gets cut up by Miller on the outside of the defense after a gain of 4 or 5. He gets it as far as the 10 for a gain of 3. The clock will run inside 104. Grandville 2 timeouts remaining. 3 remaining for Pick North, so the Bulldogs plenty of time to run it down and take those timeouts. 55 seconds and less. 2nd and 7, Grandville, 10-yard line. They trail by 7. Newville turn, give up the middle to Hardiman. Stuffed, pushes the pile a bit ahead to about the 7-yard line before the entire inside of the defense, led by Ben Thompson, shoves him on backwards. The forward progress will be the 6-yard line right here. And Grandville will call their 2nd timeout with 40 seconds to go. We'll stay with you. I can't believe we're here. How many times have we said that? But the Bulldogs have got some big decisions. First, 3rd and 7, 8-yard line. They got to get in the end zone before anything begins. And the problem right now is everyone in this stadium knows number 28's getting the ball, but he's still probably going to have to get the football.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine he's been tremendous here. Right around 200 yards rushing, multiple touchdowns. Now in 3rd, and if it gets to it 4th down, the Bulldogs likely going to turn to him once again. They've killed a bunch of this clock. Now is where you take the points anytime you can get them. If you can leave 30-plus seconds on the clock, that's fine. You have to trust your defense. Even though Pickerington North has those 3 timeouts, if you can punch it in right here, have to expect Jayden Terry going to get an opportunity to try to add to his impressive night.
50-43, 40 seconds to go. Grandville has it up to the 8-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5 from the 8. That's going to be the mark. Newville turns, right side, give to Terry. Stretching at the 5, turns the corner, dives for the end zone. Waiting for the signal. He's out at the 1. It will be 1st and goal. What a big run by Jayden Terry. 1st and goal, 1-yard line with 35 seconds to go. Grandville trailing by 7.
That was the first thing to complete right there. Pick up the 1st down, avoid the 4th down situation. Now down to the 1-yard line. Got to punch it in right here.
35 seconds on the clock. Bulldogs break it out. 2 tight NT. Hardiman in the middle of Sadinsky and Terry. Newville under center. Defense loads everyone in the box from the 1. Newville turns. Jayden Terry into the end zone, waiting for the signal. Touchdown! The 5th of the game for Jayden Terry. An extra point to tie. A 2-point conversion to take the lead. Jayden Terry, CT, with the game of his career.
Yeah, what can you say? Jayden Terry just continues to impress. First week of the season, and he's out here ready to go. 5 touchdowns, 200-plus rushing yards. Pretty much everyone in the building knew he was getting the football probably until the end of this game. And the Bulldogs turned to him, and he's still able to fight his way in. There was a big pile there right at the goal line. Of course, the Panthers expecting the run there, but Terry's still able to fight his way in.
Coach Stiegel calls a timeout. We'll stay with you, folks. 31 seconds to go. Grandville trailed by 3 scores early in the third quarter of this one. And it's taken a couple miracles in succession to get here, but the Bulldogs have got a decision here. Does Coach Stiegel trust his team to go for 2, get the win, or put it in the defense's hands to eventually send it to overtime? The answer lies in the unit, and the unit includes Jayden Terry. Here comes the offense for the win. 31 seconds on the clock, 50-49. Both sides come to a frenzy. The Bulldogs are going to go for it. 2 tight end T. Terry shifts to the right side of the T this time. Hardiman, Sadinsky with him. Grandville going for 2 to try to take the lead. And a timeout is called by the defense after they see the look. And again, you wonder first, will Grandville maybe try to draw them offside to get the ball closer before they actually go for it? Grandville, though, does not have any timeouts remaining to be able to call one once that clock runs down, so it would just make it a longer extra point attempt, which Jake Karanen's been plenty good so far. It's a big decision. Your defense has come closer to making a couple stops, but essentially what you're asking for them to do then is be able just to make it 30 seconds without allowing at least a field goal to get it to overtime.
Yeah, for sure. I think early on in the game, of course, it's part of the Bulldogs' DNA for so long is to go for 2 pretty much every time. They did early on. Gavin Love, after the first touchdown, able to punch it in for 2 and then converted to just kicking the extra points after that. But I think Coach Stiegel, he trusts his offense. The offense has been the best unit on the field here tonight so far. Going to give his team a chance from 2 yards out, try to steal the win.
They'll go for it again. Sadinsky left, Hardiman middle, Terry right out of the T. Defense shifts it up on the other side. Newville under center, turn, give. It's a fake. It's a throw to the end zone. Wide open. Gimme Connolly. Caught. 2-point conversion. Good. Grandville takes the lead. What a play call. Are you kidding me? 51-50. A perfectly run bootleg fake and a lob to Connolly. Hauls it in. Grandville has the lead.
Oh, what a play call. Coach Stiegel going a little bit risky right there, but it worked out. He's always one step ahead here tonight, and another one right there. Sometimes you just watch it as a fan, and that was one right there. Newville rolling out on the bootleg to the right, and there was a defender there, and you're just thinking he's not going to have enough room to run that one out, but Connolly on the out route, the only one even in the end zone, just had to make sure he brought that one in, not a defender around. As soon as the ball got over top of the defender, out of Newville's hands, Connolly able to secure that catch in the 2-point conversion. Now defense going to have to hang on for 31 seconds. Panthers with 2 timeouts and an explosive offense.
That's exactly it. It is not over yet. There are still 30 seconds on the clock for a team that has pretty easily put up 50 points in this one. They've only been stopped once offensively. Karen to send it away right to left. 5 touchdowns for Jayden Terry. Karanen boots it away. Angled it towards the sideline. Way out of bounds. He shanked it at the 20. And that's going to give up terrific field position past the 30 to 35 for this offense from the 31. I mean, you got the onside kick, but as you said, it's been an adventure on special teams tonight for the Bulldogs.
It sure has, and you almost have to wonder if that's not a coaching decision at this point. There's been enough of them going out of bounds. That one pretty severely. I don't know, not 100% sure on that. That's just pure speculation that after the kickoff return to open the game for the Panthers on their first kickoff return opportunity, if they're just saying play it safe, kick it out of bounds, we'll take the 35 or the 40-yard line here.
The ball's going to get marked at the 40. I think that's where it crossed out. So here we go. Jaron Mock from the gun. And they're going to go 5 wide set. 31 seconds to go. Grandville on top. Trips left. 2 men to the right-hand side for the Wisconsin commit. From the 40-yard line, Mock stands in the shotgun. Here's a snap of the waist. Back pedal to pass. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Grab is incomplete. 41-yard line. Jayden Terry broke it up, intended target Rich Simpson. Terry in the secondary lays the lumber. 25 seconds to go, 2nd and 10 from the 40.
Found an opening right down the seam, and Mock, as he has for most of the night, able to step forward into the pocket, deliver that throw on target. But Jayden Terry finding some time and some playing time here in the secondary, delivers the hit, gets his hands in there, and rips that one free, prevents the big completion.
Terry will stay out there. 5 wide set again, right hash mark, 25 seconds to go. Grandville by a point. Mock from the shotgun. Snap the waist, back pedals, has some time, fires left, jump ball nearly intercepted by Naraki, but falls harmlessly to the ground. Intended target Grant Williams. Naraki nearly put an exclamation point on it. 3rd and 10, 20-yard, or 3rd and 10, 40-yard line. 20 seconds to go. Grandville by a point.
Really strong defense there from the Bulldogs. Naraki and Rojas also right around the area there. Was a contested throw, able to get some hands on, knock it free.
Mock a long look to the sideline here. Wisconsin commit, transferred in from Reynoldsburg High School for his senior season. Looking to pull out a win and avoid an 0-2 start for the Panthers. 5 wide set, 3rd and 10 from the 40. 20 seconds on the clock. Snap to Mock, not a great one, able to settle it down. Clutches, fires deep right side, overthrown, penalty marker, defensive pass interference. I believe it is going to be on Jayden Terry, 2 down the field.
Yeah, it was not to the intended receiver there either. The target was Hampton down the right sideline. And I think Terry inadvertently did collide with the other receiver down the field with Simpson, who is now down. Looks like I think it was their feet that mostly got tangled up. It wasn't really a situation where Terry was running into him or pushing off. It was Terry kind of turning to watch the ball down the field and got tangled up with the receiver, sent him to the ground. But the right call there on the pass interference.
Simpson back up into the sideline. Huge penalty. 16 seconds on the clock on the defensive pass interference on Jayden Terry. 5 touchdowns, commits the penalty there. And Pick North will get to go inside Grandville territory with 16 seconds to go. Remember, they do have a couple of timeouts if they're trying to get into field goal range for Brandon Fowler. Taylor will come off. They'll go with 5 wide receivers as Gerald Johnson comes on in his place. Empty backfield, 5 wide set. 16 seconds from the Grandville 45-yard line. Bulldogs by a point. Pickerington North looking to come back late. Snap, low to Mock, settles it down. Back pedals, drops, fires over the middle, wide open, caught by Lewis, turns it up to the 20-yard line. Down to the 20, offense will run it up to the football right here. Pickerington North with a chance to steal it back. 11 seconds on the clock and 9. And with that, as the clock starts running, the timeout will get called. So now Pick North CT. You're going to be an interesting position. Brandon Fowler's looked really good on extra points. Essentially, you've got 1 shot to the end zone, and then you likely have a kick attempt after if you're able to make that 1 shot to the end zone go fast enough to avoid that field goal attempt.
1 timeout remaining is the same grace for the Panthers right here, to where they have a couple options. If they want to take a shot to the end zone, they can, but also if they want to make this more attainable field goal attempt for their kicker, they can throw it short, try to get down, call the timeout, stop the clock, and have a few seconds to get this kick off. See how aggressive exactly the Panthers coaching staff wants to get.
11 seconds. 51-50 Grandville. The Bulldogs pull the unthinkable on one side of the field. Now the Panthers looking to pull it back. 2 teams that, regardless who loses this one, does not deserve to lose the football game at this point in time, even with some of the mistakes that have been made. Back to a 5 wide set from the 20-yard line. 11 seconds to go. Grandville by 1. Pickerington North to the red zone. 1 timeout remaining. Defense spreads it out as the offense does the same. Snap at the chest of Mott. Clutches, pressure coming, fires for the end zone. Overthrown, looking for Bowman. 7 seconds on the clock.
Mott took a hit there as some pressure. I don't think the Bulldogs brought any sort of blitz there, but just able to get home. Another penalty flag, though, down in the secondary.
And I believe it's going to be on Pickerington North. They're pointing that way. We'll have to wait to see the call. Potentially just a sideline warning, and I believe that's what it's going to be. So 2nd and 10 now, 20-yard line. 7 seconds on the clock. Grandville 51, Pickerington North 40. 1 timeout left for the Panthers. They will take another shot at the end zone before they try the field goal here. Mock steps into the gun. Right foot just offset in front of the left. Snap of the waist, drop the pass, pressure coming, throws, overthrown of Simpson. 3 seconds on the clock. And it looks like Brandon Fowler, the junior's leg, is going to determine the football game.
No choice but to send the field goal unit out here, and we'll see Bulldogs. I think we mentioned earlier on some of the extra point attempts. Jayden Terry off the edge was getting some pressure in the backfield.
Hasn't been put on the board, but I believe we've seen the final timeout here by the Panthers. Potentially not. They're going to work it out now. Here we go. Emmy Lewis to hold. Fowler to kick.
Play clock at 10 seconds here. We'll see if they're going to try to rush this or maybe now take the timeout.
This will be a 36-yarder. Snap down, right leg through the ball, angling, whistles. The kick is good, but I don't know if they got the snap off in time. They're celebrating. Kick is good. It's good. Pickerington North back on top. A bit of confusion, but Fowler appears to have saved the day. Maybe not. The officials are going to figure this one out. Points have not gone officially up on the scoreboard yet.
I think it looked like an offsides call on the Bulldogs. So I guess is the penalty going to be declined and the points will stand here.
Looks like they're going to have to re-kick.
Yeah, they blew the play dead, they said. So kick, even though the kick went in, penalty, no choice but to be enforced. They're going to have to kick it again, even though it's 5 yards closer.
Okay, this time it will be a 31-yarder, 5 yards closer. 31-yarder for Fowler. Snap down, kick up, right leg through the football, angling, good! Pickerington North, as time expires, have won the football game. 53-51, an all-time classic. The Bulldogs pulled the miracle, but in the end, a penalty and a big kick from a junior lifts the Panthers. Pickerington North 1-1 on the year. Grandville drops to 0-1. We transition into our MGN Shop postgame show. I don't even know where to begin.
What a game to kick off our season in week 1 of coverage, week 2 here for Pickerington North, but a tremendous football game, back and forth, down the stretch. Both teams had a chance at it. The Bulldogs, multiple scores down, fighting back, had themselves a chance and took the lead. Under a minute to go, but Pickerington North not giving up. Had a couple timeouts, able to drive the length of the field, get within field goal range, make the kick twice after the offsides penalty. Very impressive game for both of these squads.
We're going to try to figure out something to talk about. We're going to be right back here on the MGN Shop postgame show. Don't go anywhere.
Those outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to urhired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
Hi, welcome back. MGN Shop Postgame Show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Let's get into some highlights from that second half. We have quite a few of them as these teams went back and forth down the stretch. Let's start with Jayden Terry. This was his third touchdown of the night. And stays on his feet down to the 9-yard line, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Grandville! What a run by Terry. And the Bulldogs back within a score again. Third of the year for Terry.
I think Jayden Terry.
It was quite the duel back and forth between Terry and Michael Taylor. A couple guys, like we said, they might be playing with each other or playing against each other at the next level as well. This one then was Taylor with his fourth touchdown of the night. Michael Taylor just about puts this one on ice, as he has had one impressive day in this one, 48-30. But Jayden Terry in this game of the year wasn't done yet. Actually, he wasn't close to done yet. Here's the fourth for Jayden. And stays on his feet with the spin move to the 15. Inside the 10, down to the 5, on his feet. Towards the end zone, touchdown, Jayden Terry. Well, following that score, we weren't done yet because Grandville answered with one of the biggest changing momentum moments of this one. They get the onside kick on quite the play as it was fumbled around the 45 and Grandville somehow falls on it. High one, Hands team drops it, falling pile, 45-yard line. Grandville says they have it, they do! They have it! The Bulldogs get the football! Unbelievable. Got a nice close look at me on that. We got to figure out why this new camera. We had it happen on one of the podcasts this week, why it just keeps randomly zooming on us every once in a while. Jayden Terry wasn't done yet. Here's number 5. Jayden Terry into the end zone, waiting for the signal. Touchdown! The 5th of the game for Jayden Terry. An extra point to tie. A 2-point conversion to take the lead. Grandville then really upped the intensity in this one. They go for 2. They run the fake. They toss it up to Gibby Connolly, and the Bulldogs take the lead. Newville under center. Turn. Give. It's a fake. It's a throw to the end zone. Wide open. Gibby Connolly caught. 2-point conversion. Good. Grandville takes the lead. What a play call. But we weren't done yet. On the second attempt, he was good on the first one. Braden Fowler had to knock down another one. He was able to do so from 31 yards. This, the game winner. 31-yarder, 5 yards closer. 31-yarder for Fowler. Snap down, kick up, right leg through the football, angling good. Pickerington North, as time expires, have won. All right, with that, I'll hand it over to you, Chandler. You got a lot to get to. Take us through our stats from a 53-51 shootout.
Yeah, a couple teams that really ran up the score and also the yardage totals here. We'll go through, hit you with some of the big numbers. The Bulldogs, quarterback Ethan Newville, able to complete 70 yards through the air. Also had 7 yards rushing on the ground. Jayden Terry had 25 carries for 206 yards. Hardeman with 17.
Like at 5 touchdowns.
And 5 touchdowns. Yeah, don't forget that. Hardeman with 17 carries, 185 yards. Sedinsky, 62 rushing yards. Sedinsky also had 54 receiving yards on 3 receptions. Gibby Connolly, the 16-yard reception along with that 2-point conversion you just mentioned. On the Pickerington side, quarterback Mock, 238 passing yards on 15 completions. Mock also with 17 rushing yards. Taylor led the way on the ground, 102 yards on 13 carries. Apaya, 51 yards on 4 carries. A couple big numbers through the air as well. Bowman, leading receiver, 6 receptions, 107. Lewis with 74 yards on 5 catches. Hampton, 23. Taylor with the 36 I mentioned. And Simpson with a couple catches for 10 yards.
Unbelievable game. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We've got some awards, and we're going to preview what's coming up next week on MGN as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Game Night and the MGN Shop Postgame Show.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
All right, let's wrap it up. MGN Shop Postgame Show. We'll start with our players of the game. I say players of the game, which are presented by the Sinner Agency, the Bennett Sinner Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance needs. See what a Sinner can do for you. 616-980-4949. So this could have been a really tough decision where, or we just go by who won, or we just kind of do the cop-out and we do co-player of the game. Jayden Terry had 5 touchdowns. Michael Taylor had 5 touchdowns. They were both unbelievable. We said they're going to probably play against each other at the next level as well, and they put on an absolute show offensively tonight.
Yeah, they sure did. Both really impressive. It was one of the matchups, not necessarily going head-to-head that we talked about in the pregame, but just those two guys going back and forth, making plays out of the backfield. About the only difference was Jayden Terry saw 25 carries and then got featured pretty much the whole game, and Taylor only 13 carries, but down the stretch. So, I mean, right around the same average yards per carry when you do the math there. The touchdowns, of course, for both. So I think incredible games for both of those guys here.
Second straight year, Jayden Terry opens the season with 5 touchdowns. He'll go and try to put up a big performance against the same team that Grandville played week 2 a year ago as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. Play of the game presented by Centennial Securities. Centennial Securities is focused on offering our clients the best investment products, services, and advice. We provide recommendations and customized investment solutions specifically designed and customized for you and your unique goals. At CentennialSEC.com, there was a play of the game, and then there was another play of the game, and then there was another one when that happened, and then there was another one when that happened, and then eventually we had one last play, and it was whatever the last play was, that was going to be it. It was the Fowler 31-yarder, knocked it home, had to knock home a couple of field goals with the penalty as well, but the junior had ice in his veins at the end, and high school kickers miss that kick a lot. We've seen it missed a lot, and he was nails all night long on extra points. He seemed really pure, and he was on a couple of kicks there too.
Yeah, that's far from a guaranteed kick at the high school level, even at the college level, if we're being honest there. So impressive from him. Clutch field goal to earn his team a win. Not only had to make it the first time, got moved 5 yards closer, not affected him, able to knock it through once again and complete the comeback for Pickerington North.
All right, let's listen back one more time. Your Centennial Securities played the game. 31-yarder, 5 yards closer, 31-yarder for Fowler, snap down, kick up, right leg through the football, angling good! Pickerington North, as time expires, have won. So what's next? Well, for one, if you've tuned into our podcast before on the MI Game Night YouTube page, we're going to have something to talk about, I think. We're not going to be at a loss, especially on Dog Pod, I think, coming up this week. So tune in. Normally the podcasts come out Monday, Tuesday. Based on the holiday and getting some interviews scheduled this week, it's either it's going to probably be either Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe Wednesday, or Tuesday night. So just stay tuned. Essentially, when it comes up on social media, the camera's moved on me again. When it comes up on social media, it really wants you to know this point. Whenever we come back, check us out on social media at MI Game Night. It's been a long night, folks. We've been driving since 9 a.m.
It's 100 degrees
in
this press box.
It's 100 degrees in this press box. That was the most I've never seen any. We've seen some stupid football games. That might be the most stupid.
Up there.
It's up there. So I don't even know anymore. Watch the podcast. They'll be out early next week. We're on social media. Follow us there. Thank you for tuning in. We will have video coverage again. Thanks to everyone at Colin, Kelly, and everyone at Pickerington North for their help this week, getting us in place. We thought we were going to have that huddle cam. Unfortunately, just weren't able to get that to happen because it kind of a program decision from the football program. They don't have their huddle cam on, as some schools do for games. So, unfortunately, didn't have that coverage. We will, through Grandville, have that next week. So we definitely have video coverage around the year, 6:30 next Friday. Wherever you're watching tonight, you can watch then. Of course, the podcasts are on YouTube. Any final words? I think I'm out of them.
Yeah, it's been, as you said, a long night, but a tough one for the Bulldogs here in week 1. difficult loss here, but you knew it was going to be a challenge coming in, and the fact that they hung that tough, I think there's definitely some encouragement and encouraging signs that you can take from that. The difficult news for the Bulldogs is the path doesn't get much easier. They've got another big test next week, this time in-state with a team they played last year. But going to be another battle, and not a lot of time to hang their heads. They got to bounce back, and it's going to be a tough. Really, the entire schedule is going to be pretty tough. It's not going to be any time to overlook opponents, but going to be a tough one to bounce back from. But the Bulldogs are going to look to do so in week 2.
Yeah, and it's a Davison team that Grandville fell to a year ago, and a Davison team that, like last year, they lost to De La Salle the first week of the year, so they'll be hungry. So, and that's a state championship, I think, caliber team at Davison this year. All right, can't wait for it. See you on the pods. See you on the broadcast. Thanks for coming with me. We still have a long trip back at this point in time. But, man, that was a lot of fun. It was worth it. 53-51, Pickerington North. They win the game of the year on the first night of the season. I don't know how we're going to beat that. Thanks for tuning in all night long and hopefully all season long here to Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.